This is Josiah Plays Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Mists of Madness campaign, DM'd by Stoyla. And in fact, in this particular episode, Josiah does not play because I am just here as an observer this time. I am playing in this campaign. You may have seen the first episode, which featured my character Kakofany and Baba's character Beldak. But on this session, it's just going to be Vol playing her character and Brian playing his character and Stoyla as the DM, and I'm just going to be here quietly observing. So, I am ready at any time to enjoy listening to you play D&D.
This is a Mists of Madness 4E Homebrew campaign. I'm doing session 0 with Val and Brian's character. But before we actually get into like the full story, oh, 1 second.
Hi, I'm Vol.
Sorry guys, I've just been informed I have to go do a thing. I will be 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Cool beans. I'll explain what we're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Vol will entertain everyone while you're gone.
I have to go do a thing.
Okay. So, hey everybody, I'm Vol, who you may recognize from Josiah's Sands of Slavery heavy roleplay campaign as a Shawnee, or also in the game Josiah plays in, my Curse of Strahd campaign. And Stoyla and I have something super special before Brian arrives. We are going to do my character's backstory live with almost no notes at all.
That sounds really exciting.
We're preparing it in fairy tale style, and we're going to go back and forth, adding little bits to the story and making it up together.
I can't wait to see this, and I want to see how you do it, because I might steal this idea for character generation for future games.
Yeah, our idea, because I'm an invoker, is that I get a piece of my god or goddess, and in this world, the gods walk the earth. And they're frequently, as far as I understand, kind of crazy or unaware or different than you might expect. And so we decided to play out how I met my god.
Ooh, that does sound interesting.
Yeah. So that's my whole introduction. That's what we're gonna do. I literally have like 3 phrases written down for the plan. So
Perfect. And then you can meet Brian's character,
who I know nothing about.
I don't either.
This is going to be a really interesting character for me to play. It is the first character I've ever played that doesn't have a gender.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Shard mines are neat. Like, thematically, they're cool. I've never actually played one as a PC.
Well, I think it's going to be especially appropriate for this campaign since the Astral Sea has been destroyed and the Shard Gate doesn't exist and can't be rebuilt, and the Far Realms still have to be opposed. So my character has a lot of investment in this story.
That's great, because it seems like the Far Realm's pretty much winning here.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
My original character that I was going to play in this game was going to be a monk avenger who was going to be like all about opposing the far realm and was going to be really tied into that. But then I decided to play a different kind of character.
I'm back.
And we have just finished explaining what we're doing.
Oh, good. My timing could not have been more perfect.
Yeah, I'm just loading up the Twitch channel.
The Twitch. I'll see what everyone's saying.
You gotta take the ruby eyes out of statues. You gotta. Yeah, I love Greek mythology stories too, Cactus.
Everyone's saying stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna move you over to the Land of Darkness.
Ooh, we have a Land of Darkness. Okay.
Oh, we do have a Land of Darkness because I have reference pictures in this Land of Darkness.
Okay, I've entered the Land of Darkness.
Right, Mike. Why are you doing this, computer? Everything was going fine, and now you're not being fine.
The head you dropped, Pizza Vu? What? The idea of meeting Zeus at a noodle shop? Yeah, that is pretty cool. I like the idea of gods in the real world.
Flying up the Land of Darkness. Alright, would you like to start our story, or would you like me to start our story?
I am prepared either way.
Interesting. Dear, what are you doing, computer? Then I believe you had a first line written. So
I do. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm gonna let you start then.
Cow gods,
Okay.
Max. The cow gods.
Once upon a time, there was a very, very beautiful child. Go on. Ah, of course.
Once
Perfect
upon
timing.
a time, Discord failed. Are you guys gonna go back and forth sentence by sentence?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I have basically given you as many details as we've worked out.
Welcome back.
I don't want to talk about my technical difficulties. Let's just start again.
Okay. Take two.
Take two. There we go.
Once upon a time, there was a very, very beautiful child.
And she lived in a city surrounded by a dome made of glass.
This sounds really
One
good.
day, the little girl decided to leave her glass city.
And she took a walk at midnight. through the desert of ivory sands.
The little girl should have been afraid, but she was not, for she carried a silver sword that glistened in the moonlight.
In fact, this child was not afraid of anything, but she was very curious.
She was curious of everything around her, and she took great detail in looking at each individual thing in the sky.
This is cool.
She especially liked sneaking outside of the city to see the night sky, to hear the sounds of nature coming alive around her when it was peaceful, and bathing in the light of the moon and the stars.
And it was on one such night, as she lay in the sand amongst the creatures and the noises, that she saw a light streak across the sky, heading into the mountains nearby.
It flashed a deep crimson across the sky, a comet sailing towards Earth.
And this beautiful light shone in the girl's eyes, and she knew she must see where this was going, for perhaps it could bring her a new friend.
A new discovery.
So she went walking off into the darkness of the night under the light of the moon, following the trail of this comet.
Somehow, she knew exactly how to find it.
And when she got there, she was surprised to find a bundle of little crystals that seemed to be coalescing together into some sort of shape.
They glowed faintly in the night, casting reds and oranges and purples across her face. They were the color of sunset.
I like this.
And looking at them, she smiled and giggled, for she thought they were much fun.
And as she giggled, the shards danced and hummed and vibrated in pitch.
And as these shards seemed to dance and reflect what she was doing, the sword in her hand seemed to glow. And it was then that she knew exactly what to do.
She held out her hand into the center
Brian just got here.
of the spiraling shards and let go of the sword as the shards wrapped around it and started to form.
And as they formed, it almost seemed to dance and quiver and reflect the light within and also of the moon above.
And slowly, ever so slowly, with humming, the shards formed into the figure of a person before her.
And the little girl smiled at this creature, at this person, for she wasn't afraid. And she held out her hand and asked it to come and play.
And the creature said, "Hello, diminutive one. Can you show me how to play?"
And the little girl giggled and looked at the creature and said, "Of course, but how can you not know how to play? It is such fun." And she grabbed the creature's hand and pulled it across the sand and began to dance.
Because I am new to this world, this form, and I have much, much to learn.
If you need to learn, you need only to look and listen. And the little girl smiled, and her smile reflected the creature's own light.
And the creature let the much smaller girl drag her off into the mountains and the sands, and even into the domed city, laughing and playing.
And they would play great stories, things that seemed fiction, but perhaps were not.
The creature told stories of the great wars of the gate, the living gate.
And the little girl told stories of people and the moon and a land that existed a very long time ago.
Of the gods and the goddesses, and their struggles,
and their sorrows,
Their struggles. Being a
and
god
their
ain't easy.
hopes, and their dreams. And they would always play at night under the light of the moon.
for what could be more fun?
But one day, when they went out to play, the little girl looked at the creature and said, "It's time for you to go now."
You have taught me to be curious, and the world, this world, is large.
And the little girl nodded and giggled once again and said, "It is time for you to find many things, to go to places where no one else has gone. And when you do, I will find you again, and we can play."
Start with him.
And whenever I look up into the sky, I will see the deep blue of your eyes reflected there, and remember
And the little girl laughs and runs off into the night of the moon.
The shard mind watched her go, heading back towards the city. Then she turned, walking in a random direction towards her future.
And I think we shall end it there.
Yay!
Oh, that was so good!
That was awesome!
That was awesome. We could just do like 3 hours of that.
And that is the origin of our little shardmind friend.
Oh, did you show any of the visuals?
I was so invested in the story.
I know. We have a picture of the little girl.
So this is the little girl for this chat to see. And then I also have a visual of the sword that she
Which
had.
I can't see.
Oh, you can't see it?
Oh, there it is.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, and then I also had... Come on! If it works. My computer's being problematic. Is it? Oh no. Don't tell me you've frozen Roll20. Come on! One sec. I have to reload Roll20. I have a picture of the sword that the little girl had. Which is embedded in you.
Yeah. So our idea is that the sword makes up my spine and the hilt, like, forms the, like, base of my shoulders.
Oh, that you're literally made out of a sword? That's so
Sword.
cool.
Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah. The gift from my goddess, who is Saloon, by the way, or Selune, or whatever.
I don't know how you pronounce it.
Is a sword that I've incorporated into my form.
Oh, come on, Roll20. Come on, Roll20. Oh no, come on.
I am connected.
No, it's my it's computer. I have like 20 something tabs open. So it's the internet's like, why? Kill me now.
So hey, Brian.
Hey,
You made it. You're alive.
I'm here.
The work demons didn't kill you.
Nope, not today.
We were just doing my creation myth as a fairy tale story.
Yeah, cool. I got the sense of that from coming in. I wasn't sure exactly what it was, but it looked really interesting.
Come on, Roll20. It's still not loading. This is concerning. Because I can't run the game without Roll20.
You can do this.
It's not me, it's my computer. Can my computer do this?
Go,
Just
computer.
have to believe hard enough.
Turn off the Wi-Fi. Turn on the Wi-Fi. Pray to the Wi-Fi gods. You can do it. And if you can't do it, then I'll take a 10-minute break and run over to the Starbucks, and we'll go from there.
Oh, that would be cool, Nox.
But I think it's
That
gonna
would
be okay.
super cool.
Yeah, it's loading! Okay, we're all good. I'll show you the sword picture. And then... Yes. So Selune is a tiny little child in this universe. So... So yeah, so do you have an interesting feel on your character now?
Yeah. I think that's a great, like, instead of, like, describing my character in a normal way, that's a really good first look at her.
Yeah, I mean, you could, like, it's harder with, this way works so much better, because it's harder with a creature that doesn't, like, have as much of a backstory, because,
Yeah, she doesn't have much of one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm imagining her as still being pretty new and in some ways kind of innocent and childlike. And really appreciating that as that curiosity as something to aspire to.
There's the sword.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and definitely. Okay. Did you catch the sword, Val?
It's got a moon on the bottom.
Oh no, I didn't. I was looking at.
I'll pop it back up.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah. So that's the sword. I went through copious images before I picked one, so I'm hoping you like it. If not, we can.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
Okay, cool. Cool. And I don't know if you saw the picture of the little girl, Brian.
No, I did not.
I will show you what our Salune looks like.
Woo!
Yeah. Cute, tiny little child. Totally, normal in every way possible. Totally not a god at all.
Yeah. I imagine her eyes as like silver and like dark blue, like swirl.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was kind of my vision too. She definitely looks a little off, but you'd maybe just assume she's some interesting race that you're not sure of. But
Yeah, like maybe she has a little elven blood to get that silver hair or something.
yeah, exactly. But it's a lot more complicated than that. Oh, so I'll move you guys over to the start page, the world map page. There we go.
Okay, that was an awesome way to get us started.
Yes, I'm in the mood for some D&D now. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So that whole
super
story
cool.
was taking place near this city.
Okay, cool.
Because that's where Salune would have been. So, all right. Is everyone ready to go for a session, or do you need like a break to like bathroom, food, anything?
I'm good.
I'm good here. I have some food and drink with me. Roll20 is still loading on my laptop at the moment, but I believe I'm good to go.
Okay.
I'll need to take another break at some point, but I am ready.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit
I
of
keep a
celestial blood?
camelback with me at all times.
Good. Okay, cool. Yeah, and we will definitely take a break at some point. I don't want to be sitting for however long this takes. I've timed it. It should be 2 hours and 2.5 hours, but combat is never as long as you think it's gonna be, and if people get really invested in stuff, it could take longer.
We'd never do anything like that.
Get invested? Oh no, absolutely
no.
not. Never ever could happen. Not with a group like this. Oh goodness. All right.
We blow through adventures in record time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's our motto.
We're about.
Just look at Sansa's slavery. We're like.
Well, we are setting a record for that campaign.
Yeah, it's a record, all right.
But is it the right kind of record to be setting?
And it's a record relating to the speed of the campaign. We are creating a speed record.
We are. That is correct.
It's one of those records where you have to swear up and down that, like, no, honestly, we're trying to get, we're not, like, delaying for time. We're trying to get through it.
Trying so hard. Yeah. For my campaign, I'm going to kind of level you up fairly quickly to get to Paragon, because that's when things get really interesting, in my opinion, just in general. But not too fast, so that you guys feel like you're not working for it. Because y'all gotta work! Gotta make it work, earn it. All right. So let me see. No! No. Okay. Sorry, my mic fell down. I'm just a pile of technical difficulties. Alright, one sec. Okay, there we go. Everyone's in? Everyone's ready?
Yep.
Everyone can. All right.
I'm good.
Oh. Our story. In the city of Palada, which is up in the north here. A large gathering of people, and they were requesting to kind of watch outside of the city for a while they were doing a big ceremonial thing, which just ended recently. For one reason or another, agreed to help out. Over now. And you are one of the streets, watching them take down decorations from some celebration. With what's your character's name, Brian?
My character's name is Barack.
So let's start with Barack.
Obama.
What are you
Barack Obama.
on this street right now? What are you thinking?
I'm sorry, I may not have caught all of that. What did you ask?
You're on this street. They've just finished they're just taking down all the decorations for some sort of festival that you, for one reason or another, got roped into helping do like crowd control for, essentially.
All right. Well, in that case, Barack is, just standing in the street. He has his hands, clasped on his hips, and he's just looking around as they're taking down the celebrations, the decorations, and everything. And he's got a big grin on his face, and the main thought in his mind is like, well, I wonder when something like this is going to happen again. That was a lot of good fun.
As you're standing there, there's this elven woman who walks up to you, and she's looking kind of lost, around in a bit of a haze. She walks right up to you, and she holds out a picture, and she says, "Excuse me, sir, I don't mean to bother you, but have you seen this man?"
Oh, hello! No bother at all. No, certainly I'm happy to help with... Who, man? Let me take a look at that.
I love Brian.
And he, looks at the picture. I don't know, obviously, I don't know if he recognizes him.
So you look at the picture, and from helping out with the festival, you know that this is one of the, main, guardsmen, people, and around here, but you haven't seen him in a couple of days.
Oh, he's a diva.
Well, I recognize the fellow, but I can't say I've seen him in some time. May I ask as to, why you're looking for him?
Oh, he's my husband. He was supposed to go outside to, but it's been...
Outside? Outside the city?
Indeed.
Did he bring the proper protection? Is he well equipped? Does he know what he's doing out there?
My husband knows what he's doing. He's not stupid. He's...
I meant no insult, ma'am. I'm simply assuring that everything is well. Perhaps he is simply detained in some venture out there in the wilds?
I hope not. And he would bring the proper equipment, but there's a storm coming in. They say it's supposed to come, supposed to be rolling in by tomorrow morning. Never late like this.
It sounds as though your husband may be in some sort of trouble. Not to worry you, madam. I'm simply stating facts as I see them. Could it be that perhaps you would be interested in having someone search for him? I could go out and see if I could find him out there and either bring him home or assure you that he is well.
Willing to do that, sir? I don't have a lot of money.
No money required. Of course I will do that. It is my duty as a sworn champion of this realm and its people that I will go out and assist however I may.
Oh, thank you, sir. And she grabs your hand and, like, holds it, and she's just, like, thanking you profusely.
There's no need for these thanks, madam. This is what I do. No thanks required.
I don't know if this would help, but he was supposed to do a perimeter sweep and just check down near the docks. It's about
The docks.
3-hour walk from here. You should know where it is. Everyone seems to know where it is, and you do know where it is. It's how you got to the city.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, Barak, like he nods with and gently squeezes her hand, and indeed, I shall check there post-haste. No worries, madam. I'm sure your husband will be found alive and well, and I will return with glad tidings.
Sir. And she and walks back into the city. And we're going to go over to our other character, which is, correct me if I'm pronouncing this right, it's Quinn or Quinn.
Ha! Maybe I should unmute myself.
Yes, indeed. So it's
Quinn.
I see. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. That makes more sense.
It's basically Quinn with a little extra U in there.
Okay.
It is Vietnamese for deep red.
Very appropriate, considering your character's coloration.
And also a genus of cacti.
Huh.
Oh, you learn something new every day.
Cactus hype.
Your character has a boat that was heading in towards the city. Not sure where you caught the boat from, but you have traveled all the way up river to this city, and they've just unloaded. Dock. Dock hands. One of the dock hands comes up to you and says, I don't know what your plans are, but I'd recommend you get to a city as soon as possible. There's a storm coming, there's a mist storm coming in, and everyone knows you don't want to get stuck in one of those.
I appreciate your advice, mortal.
Oh no.
He-
Just give me one of those
shakes his
Characters
head
that
and he
calls everybody
points
mortal all
towards
the
the
time.
city, of where the city is, and says, "It's about a 3-hour walk if you understand how time works at all. Best be heading there as fast as you can."
That I will. And she nods at him
Oh.
and turns towards the city.
Bra has left the city. I'm gonna butcher this name for a little while. Quinn towards the city when the sun, which has been wandering across the sky for quite a while, very rapidly drops behind the horizon, and it is very dark out.
They might be eaten by a grue.
Are you prepared for something like this?
That I am. If only I had gotten a message from my goddess, or, Yes, she has an ever-burning torch. If I can get one. Otherwise, I will have a lantern.
What are the rules for that? Yeah. How long do ever-burning torches function? Oh, they're unlimited. That's right.
They're unlimited?
I'll tell you. You can have one. They're quite expensive, though, in this world.
Meh, I'll just start with some torches and we can figure it out later.
So you have a torch. What type of torch, it doesn't really matter, because they mechanically function the same way, almost. What about, Barak? Does he have prepared for this? Or is he entirely unprepared for the sun to suddenly disappear?
I mean, I feel like he's unprepared for the sun to disappear on some level regardless. In terms of equipment, yeah, I just bought, I'm finishing up putting some stuff in the profile. I got an adventurer's kit, just without the sun rods, obviously. But let's go with he is unprepared for this entirely at the moment.
Completely unprepared for this. So you're wandering around in the darkness, and you see this torchlight, and also this. Is Quinn glowing right now?
Yes.
Glowing figure in the darkness.
By Pelor's righteous flame! Who is that? And what happened to the sun?
Nice.
I am Quinn.
Kuhn?
More or less mortal.
Ah, I see that you bear a torch in these dark times. Might I share in its light?
It glows for everyone.
A perfect answer. I like you, Kuhn.
I hope he
So,
says by
What
Pelor's
does
righteous flame
Quinn look like?
all
exactly?
the time.
Oh, yeah, you can, well, my portrait is up there. You can see.
Exactly like the portrait? Or
More or less. I really love the colors in that. Like that, just like pieces of a sunrise or a sunset. Some like dark purples, and goldens, and oranges, and reds. She is maybe slightly feminine, but you'd almost have to like check a little or not be quite sure. She's certainly not overly girlish.
And do you have like a backpack or any kind of stuff like that, or
She's carrying a small satchel, She's definitely not carrying a lot of stuff, and she doesn't suffer from human embarrassment about her form, and doesn't particularly try to wear any sort of clothing, although she does have some armor that protects like key like bits of like joints or tender shards or more delicate parts.
Yes. And does she like strap her staff to anything, or does she carry it?
She carries it.
What does Barak look like?
She's well staffed for this.
So Barak is very tall, taller than most humans, but he's also incredibly thin. He doesn't even look like he has, like, you wouldn't describe him as having lean muscle. He just looks really, really skinny. Not like emaciated or unhealthy, but almost unnaturally thin, given his height, and certainly given the fact that he has a very obvious, very, very big sword in a scabbard with a baldric going over his shoulders. The sword itself is nearly as tall as he is, and it's got a very broad blade, and it looks very, very large for someone who is so skinny to be carrying it. In terms of his clothing and everything else, he's wearing this basic clothing, pretty simple looking traveler's clothes, kind of. He doesn't seem to have any armor on or anything like that. The main things of note are he has a very nice and brilliant looking sort of golden holy symbol, very prominent around his neck, hanging over his chest, that is very clearly a symbol of Pelor.
Yeah, nice.
And in fact, his entire body, his skin is almost black in color, almost like a very, very dark, like actually black. And across his face and most of the exposed skin, which is like his face, his upper chest, his neck, his hands, you can see there are little patterns of golden symbols and markings on his skin that many of them also form like sunburst patterns or little, sun or flame motifs going on. And his eyes themselves are a burning gold, or not burning, but like burnished gold color.
Oh, cool.
Sounds cool.
Standing there in the light of this torch, and it's very, very dark. The moon doesn't seem to be out. It's as if there are no stars in the sky. It's just pure darkness in all directions.
So much darkness.
Well, I must say, this is very inconvenient for my plans for the day. I don't know about yourself, but all of this darkness, it's hard to see a blasted thing.
Blasted.
I am accustomed to the evenings.
That's why you brought the torch, right?
She makes a humming sound that you think might be laughter. What do I know about Pelor?
Oh, Pelor, make a religion check.
Religion
Oh,
check.
something I'm good at.
Playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. I'm ready.
Making a skill
Let's
check.
go. First roll of the game.
Woot!
Here we go.
Apparently they're not blessed.
Ooh. So you would know that it's the god of the sun and of time. And you would also know that he has gone which is why the sun does super weird things in the sky, like suddenly disappear out of nowhere.
Cool. Hashtag world building.
That's okay. I like it at night. It's my favorite time.
Can I have you make, both of you make an insight check?
Inside checks.
Gladly.
Whoa. 28? What the fuck?
And how about Brian, your character?
How do you even?
I was just checking what the
I
roll
see.
is for that, what my bonus
You
is.
should,
19.
if you click on the page, if you click on the token that's for your character, there are little buttons at the top of this page for initiative, insight, and perception.
Aha, there we go. I hadn't seen the token for my character yet.
No, it's a little sunshine. 25 on 28. Okay, so you would know
These are
that
some
while
insightful
the sun
motherfuckers.
doing all sorts of weird things is fairly common, it being this darkly unusual. Like, normally the moon would be out, and on the occasions where the moon wouldn't be out, you'd still be able to see the stars, and you can't seem to see anything. It's almost like you're in a haze or a mist, but there's no mist or haze.
Oh. This is very disconcerting.
It's like a haze without a haze.
Agreed. It seems this goes beyond even regular disappearances.
Mist without a mist.
I was warned to make my way inside the city for safety.
Oh? I had just been asked to leave the city in search of a missing fellow.
Then perhaps you will need my torch more than I do.
Would you be so kind as to part with such a glorious flame?
And she holds it out towards you.
Oh, many blessings of Pelor upon you. Surely he is not present at the moment, but when the sun's rays return to this fair land, may they guide you in your way, warm you in your cold, and forever light you in the darkness, just as you have given me a light in this darkness today.
May the rays of Selune illuminate your evenings.
Most kind of you. May I beg your name, fair friend, that I might recall you always?
Yeah, a little bit, Nox.
I am Ewan.
Oh, yes, Kuhn, of course. My apologies. Kuhn, am I saying that correctly? Kuhn.
More or less mortal.
Ah. Well,
Ironically.
thank you, Kuhn. I am Barak, and I am most grateful to have met you on this day.
He's a Deva, though. He's not mortal.
Do you require assistance?
Oh, no. I'm sure I have this well in hand. You need not trouble yourself with my affairs. I am very capable in finding this man. I'm sure nothing ill has happened to him. He was simply down by the docks. His wife has begged my assistance in ascertaining his whereabouts.
Very well, mortal. And she heads off towards the city.
All right.
Taking you quite literally.
You go off walking your separate directions for a while. And Barak, you see a glowing figure. Kuin, you see a figure holding a torch who looks very familiar.
Oh, they in the Twilight Zone.
Who goes there?
So is Is this like, is it like we've turned around and
Turn
are
around
facing
and
each other
you're
again?
facing each other again, yes.
Mortal, your memory is not what you claim. It is me. Again.
Kyun? But I just... And Barak, like, he turns and looks over his shoulder and then looks back, very confused, obviously. Did you circle around? Are you some sort of brigand or charlatan seeking to surprise me in ambush or deceit?
If I meant you surprised, I would have turned off my illumination.
Oh, she's got you there.
Fair enough. Then tell me, how is it that I've come to face you again when we parted ways separately?
I cannot speak for your actions, but it is most curious.
There's something strange afoot here, and I'm not certain as to what it might be, but I don't have to like it.
He doesn't have to like it. You gotta watch out for those shard-mind brigands.
You are free to be as discontented as you wish. She nods in acknowledgement of your petty human feelings.
Then discontented I am. I knew I liked you, Kyun. Well then, perhaps we might try traveling together, since we cannot travel apart, it seems. Unless you are fooling me.
Agreed.
Very well then, to the city or to the docks?
Do we have any way of even telling which way any of those things are?
Make a nature check.
Nature check!
Okay.
By Pelor's righteous
Ooh,
flame!
okay.
Oh wow, okay.
Great. I am very assured about my natural skills.
You can't hear us, Nox?
Yeah, roll from Brian and then I'll tell you what you know.
Oh, sorry, hold on. I am guessing I'm not very good at nature. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head.
Your sheet. On Roll20.
Oh, wait, nature is wisdom based. Alright, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You want to be in this party now, Cactus?
So, Bra has no idea where anything is. Quinn, you have a fairly decent idea where the city was based on what the person is saying, but you know for a fact you haven't changed your direction at all. So the fact that you seems very odd.
So the fact that I appear to have turned around, realize I'm still in the same orientation.
Oh, you think you know where everything is.
Oh yeah, I'm going.
Very well. I believe this calls for some experimentation. I will follow him as a test.
So which way are you going? Are you going towards the docks or towards the city?
I'm following him.
I'll go towards where I think the docks are.
And go where you think the docks are. Okay. So you are walking for a little bit and you head into this like forested area. And you know there's no forests between the docks and the city.
Uh-huh.
Where are they? They're in Ravenloft. It's Curse of Strahd.
Barak scratches the back of his head and turns around, and trees around these parts don't grow very fast, do they?
Make a nature check. Another one.
I am new to this region, but I do not suppose that is likely. Which way do I think we have headed?
You guys have headed north for a while.
Okay.
North, and the city's to the north.
East.
Yes.
You did not want to find this forest.
Well, perhaps finding this forest is the will of Pelor. I can't pretend to understand all of the infinite mysteries of his divine plans for a servant such as myself, but I must confess I had been hoping to find water.
Oh. The water is to the west.
The west, you say? Of course. Now if I just orient myself with the sun, and he looks up and then just like, his whole body sags for a moment.
I
Oh.
hold out my faintly glowing staff in the correct direction.
TFW, the sun is
My
gone.
thanks. Would you care to lead the way, or shall I?
I agree to lead you, mortal.
Of
It
course.
appears you need my aid.
Need is a strong word, Kuhn, but I would appreciate some direction, since you seem to have a better idea of where it is that we're going.
She's already turned and left.
Wait!
Her sort of level of patience for silly human small talk is fairly low. Like, once a course has been agreed upon, she is fairly efficient at embarking on the solution.
So you, where you think the docks are,
Mm-hmm.
while, and it just, your sense of direction seems to be quite off, because that way, and then for a minute, and then you reorient yourself and you realize you've been going the wrong way, and you turn around and start heading back where you're going, and it seems to be going for a while, and you don't seem to be getting very far.
Hmm.
You can
Pray
have a
tell,
black screen
Kuhn,
for just a second.
what do you mean when you call me mortal? I've told you my name.
Would you prefer to be addressed by your personal designation?
Most people call me by my name, at least once they know it.
Agreed. Barak. I will address you as such. You are mortal, though, are you not?
Well, more or less. Aren't you?
No.
Oh!
And now I would like to try walking away from the docks and see what happens.
Okay.
Hashtag
So you
just immortal
walk
things.
away from the docks, and you just seem to be walking fine. Everything seems to be totally normal.
Okay. So if I walk away from the docks, I'm then heading towards the city. And the direction doesn't shift.
No, if you're walking towards the city, you seem to get lost and confused as well.
Huh. Okay. So it doesn't work to walk towards the city or the docks. But we can go random places that aren't those places.
Yes.
Curious. It appears we can not approach the city or the docks.
Ah. Quite the problem we find ourselves in then, eh? Do you have any ideas as to where we can go?
Well, we can approach the forest to the northwest. Or...
The trees we saw.
Yes. Or, and Stoyla, what is to the southeast?
The southeast, it's wilderness.
Or the wilderness.
Well, I would say let's approach the forest. I've had many good times in forests. They're often full of interesting things. Not the least of themselves.
Or we could stay in place and wait for this to pass.
Staying in place won't do it good. I'd like to, who knows where we even are at this point? What if the mist fades away and we find ourselves over open ocean? That wouldn't do us any good, now would it?
Time is infinite.
Yes, but we only have so much, so perhaps we should get a move on.
Question: Are either of you wearing masks of any kind or personal of any kind?
That Barak is well equipped for. I have a mask and a personal barrier, although I could only afford the cheap personal barrier.
Are you wearing them, or are you actively using them?
The stream is okay, right?
He probably has the
Nothing weird
mask
with
on
it?
at this point.
Is our Shardmind friend wearing anything?
I will say that I have prepared my balm in advance of the storm, since I was warned about it.
Barak, you would notice that your little Shardmind companion friend is not wearing any kind of protection against this madness mist at the moment.
Pray tell, friend Kewen, do you not have a mask of some kind, such as... He gestures at the mask that he himself is wearing.
I do not breathe.
Oh! Well, even so, have you any
you'd really
protection
notice
against...
that she doesn't have a mouth.
Oh!
My pillow is righteous flame!
Does she have a nose?
She sort of has an implied nose, but it doesn't really have nostrils.
So,
Hashtag
yeah,
implied nose.
Barak, just sort of stares at her at your face for a little while, and then, eventually he's... Well, do you have any need of protection against the mists?
Yes.
Would you like some protection against the mists?
I do not believe you have an item to protect me.
Ah, but I have this! And I don't really know what the personal barriers look like per se, but Barak reveals his.
Have you ever seen the little clip-on bug spray thingies?
No. Never.
No, I don't think so.
So it's kind of like a fanny pack, but it has a fan on the side. It's got around it, I guess, is the best way I could describe it. You can clip it onto a belt.
So what you're telling me is that my character is already wearing a fanny pack in this game.
Repeat that, you get out.
Good. I'm glad. All right. So yeah, Barak whips off the fanny pack protective barrier and holds it out in one clenched fist.
Looks like we
Okay.
lost Stoyla.
Oh no,
Yeah.
the fanny pack did her in.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my mic cut out there. I heard you say, so what you're saying is my character, and then I didn't hear the rest of that.
Oh,
has
so
a fanny pack.
yeah,
Yes.
what you're saying is that I'm already wearing a fanny pack 10 minutes into playing this character?
Yes, you're wearing a fanny pack.
I'm glad. So yeah, Barak, he like whips off the fanny pack protective barrier and holds it out, like dangling it from one fist, gesturing for Kuhn to take it.
I have protected my form already.
But you don't have one of these. How are you? Most people need a mask or a barrier of some kind.
Nor do I have flesh.
Can you smell what Barack is cooking?
You're a strange one, Kuhn. Don't worry though, I still like you. And he belts the barrier back on.
Puts
Yes,
his fanny pack
I
back
am.
on.
Very well then, if we're both prepared, then let us set onward.
Very well. Which way would you like to travel?
Barak sort of, he looks around, turns a couple of circles, and then just sets off in a random direction.
You go off and you're walking for a while.
And everything goes black.
Zoom out, you should be able to find where you are.
Oh yes, I exist.
I switched from monitor capture to just capture of this
Okay, and
window,
have we come from the west?
so I can do other things on this monitor without streaming it. Secret things.
You have set
Yes.
everything correctly. Okay.
I think you cut out.
Oh, it was nothing. So
Okay.
you're welcome to move around as you like and roleplay as you like.
Okay, did we come from the west?
Came from the west.
Okay. And what is this snow or is this just light colored sand?
It's snow.
Ah,
Ah, would that I had worn my good boots.
perhaps we should follow this path.
A path, you say? Interesting. Very well, I shall indeed follow. Tell me, Kuhn, do you see those things over there?
I assume you mean these things?
Yes, those things. He like points at them.
Yes. Is this
What things?
is this wall like a house or
Yes,
like what are we seeing?
It looks
Oh,
like
they're on the
a
other map.
stone cottage of some kind.
Oh,
Perhaps
Can I have you
There
make
they
a
are.
perception check?
Okay.
We refuse.
I mean, you're welcome to not get the information you could potentially get. You can see a very faint shimmering on the side of the building, which you would know indicates that this building has been warded from the mists.
Mm-hmm.
Which, Barak, you would know that they do occasionally for outpost buildings, for outside of the cities, in case people happen to get stuck. A
what
storm
are
is
these
coming
things?
Aha!
in. They're
It seems we've found a station set up by friendly locals so that travelers such as ourselves might take shelter in a storm.
I'm sure this
Or
place
in
is
darkness
perfectly
such as
safe.
this.
What are these like things along the edges?
They appear to be some sort of very elaborate bear trap.
Those are
Huh.
some huge bear traps.
Big.
I wonder what they are, I wonder what they're hunting for dinner.
Is this a door?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Properly did the lighting on that.
QN found the shitter.
Ah.
Did not do the proper lighting for that. I'll just do that now. Not super important though.
This does not look like an important room. Well, for me.
It's a very important room.
There.
But
better.
one that I have no need of at the moment. Do you, Kuhn?
Man, those must be some big fucking bears.
No.
I would not want to see the bear that trap is
All right,
for.
then we should carry on around the corner.
Ooh.
Ah, methinks I spy a chimney.
What? Who says something like that?
Are these logs down here that we're seeing now, Stoyla?
Yes, that is a big log pile.
Whatever they were catching with those traps, it seems they certainly are prepared to cook it.
Ah, a light source.
Ah, interesting.
What is this thing?
Something that was on the map that I could not remove. It's not there. Just pretend it's
Ah.
not there.
A mysterious puddle.
Or bush?
Suspicious.
Is this,
Or
is this
bush.
water?
Yes, it's water.
Oh, I see.
A bushy
It's a
puddle.
water lily.
Interesting.
A frozen water lily.
And it appears there's a bush inside.
Yes. What a strange land.
Most odd. We
the
should
orig-
move on.
I apologize, Stoyla.
Okay, in the map it's supposed to be like an alligator trap that like jumps out at you. But I'm not using that.
That
Oh,
was
is
the
this
Perhaps
door
best we
open?
move on.
I was doing the drawing there.
Open.
I probably shouldn't have been.
Well,
a bad
that's
person.
unusual. And
Right.
highly suspicious.
There could not possibly be any danger here.
Kuhn, would you take this torch back, friend?
Yes?
Barak hands you the torch, and then, like, he brings the sword that's been strapped over his shoulders around so that he can free it from the scabbard, and drops the scabbard just onto the floor here outside of the door and holds up the sword in his hands
1 sec, I'm gonna switch.
in like a readied position.
Are you going to turn on the light that your sword does? Like, are you gonna make
I
it
forgot
radiant?
that my sword does light.
He's using a full blade.
Yeah, let's go with he hands off the torch.
Full
And then
blade,
as he
that's my
like draws the
favorite.
sword from the scabbard, it flares into just glowing, brilliant golden light. And he like looks from the sword to the torch and just shakes his head.
Alright, 1 sec, let me switch the lighting that we have, but you can...
Okay, I have a question about staves. They are two-handed. Correct.
That is correct.
I assume if I'm just using one as an implement, I don't need to hold it with, two hands.
Yes, if you're just using it as an implement, you can use it one-handed.
Okay. That said, I believe we can put out this torch for now.
You are gonna put out the torch?
It appears it is illuminated indoors, correct?
Yes, 1 sec then, let me fix the lighting. So... Yes, it is illuminated indoors, and I'm going to turn on...
Or I'll set it outside, like if there's a notch for one or something.
1 sec. Or glowing? It's glowy glow? Do it. There you go. Right. You're free to move about as you see fit.
I'm not an android. There's one voice I can do. There's only one, and this is it.
Do you run on iOS instead?
No.
Just go explore.
But she does have a modulated voice that. Great, we're going inside the hut. Where there are dead animals displayed.
Fine accommodations.
By Pelor's righteous flame!
Would you like to describe our...
So it's a fairly it's a mid-sized cabin. It's not actually that bad. There's a shelf on the front wall here that has various foodstuffs. There's a nice table. There are bunk beds over here. They could be double bunks, so you could sleep 4 people. Multiple
if one
furs.
slept.
If one slept. There appears to be multiple furs on the walls and the floors. And there's a fire in the fireplace. What seems interesting is that it's clearly, like, even the most simple person can tell that this is a magical flame, because there is no wood or any kind of tinderling in the fireplace.
Toasty warm.
Are there any signs that a mortal has been here recently?
Check.
And does it really not have a door at all?
So there's a door, but it is, like, fully... It's been... Actually, make your perception check, and I'll tell you what you see. Barak thinks this is a very quaint little cottage, and the fire is nice and toasty.
Come, Kuhn, warm yourself in its glowing embers.
Queen Kuhn, you can tell that the door is open because it has been knocked off of the top hinge. Faint, but it seems like there was someone here. And you can tell that because there's food on the table that was just left there. And it doesn't look good. Terrible. Like here for weeks.
Okay. I will respond to my little mortal friend. Actually, how tall are you?
Like 6'4".
Okay, so we're approximately the same height. She's like just a couple inches shorter than you. So I cannot refer to you as diminutive. Which is sad, because it's one of my favorite words.
Don't
Okay.
worry.
Just call everyone else diminutive.
Yes. Okay. But she will say, I am comfortable in many climates.
Yes, but surely a fire such as this can warm your heart, even if it does not warm your flesh.
I do not contain a fluid pumping mechanism. Perhaps you are being metaphorical.
I believe that's the word. Yes, it's an expression.
Ah. How quaint.
Yes. In any case, perhaps we should search this building before we rest.
Very well.
She is very young.
You're gonna search the building?
Yeah, is this all there is to it?
There is to it. It's one room.
Question mark.
Building searched. Shall we take a rest then, Kuhn? It seems we may be here for some time until this blasted darkness fades away.
I have no need of rest. but I will accede to your fleshly needs.
Ah, but surely, Kuhn, it's good to get off your feet every now and again. Recuperate.
Yeah, she literally born yesterday.
Very well.
So you were going to sit and relax in the cabin,
Yep,
I suppose.
that's Barrack's plan.
I will take his advice and attempt to explore the wonders of the chair.
What
The
wonders do
wonders
you
of the
find
chair.
within this chair?
I philosophize about being shorter.
It's nice to have the weight on the buttocks rather than the soles of the feet, isn't it, Kuhn?
The fuck, Brian? It's a shard mine. It doesn't have buttocks.
I thought you were... God. I thought you needed rest.
I am resting. I wasn't going to sleep.
Ah.
I confess that my mind is still ill at ease. There's something strange afoot still, and I don't know what it is yet.
Did they just move through the
Oops.
wall?
That was me. 1 minute.
I was gonna say, did we actually just get teleported outside? Because that would be perfect timing.
I was trying. No, that's
Something disconcerting might be happening.
There's
Oh, sorry,
something
I-
strange going on. Also, when did we go outside?
Sorry, I was trying to move something on a different layer of the map, and it happened.
You now have the power to pass through walls.
Ah! I'm
Well-
unstoppable!
I can't teleport. Does that work through walls, or do I have to be able to see things?
See, I don't
Yeah.
think you can just go through walls. As
Wow.
cool as that would be, I'm pretty sure you can't.
You could go through glass walls.
But no. So you seem to be sitting there when suddenly here. Can I have you make a perception check?
Oh, you know how they get when you ask for perception checks. Ooh, they suck this time.
So, Barak, you fall asleep and you're sleeping soundly, and it's great. Quinn,
Ah.
hear a scream. A
Ah.
very guttural, very much in pain. A slightly human, but only vaguely.
I see.
Slightly human.
I will wake Barak.
I was just resting my eyes. What's going on?
A creature in distress.
Then we must help them!
By Palo's righteous flame!
Where are they?
Do I have a sense of which direction they're coming from?
Outside somewhere. You're not entirely sure with a roll like that.
Alright.
Okay.
Once they're outside, Barak, once again holds his sword up and, unleashes its holy light to shed some visibility in the darkness.
For you already. What visibility you have is what you get from your sword.
Blast it! By Pelor's flame, this is pitiful.
So this is a small illumination?
Full
That was
elimination.
good shit.
Hmm.
Kyun, have you another of those torches?
Yes, I will light up the torch again.
Are you
Light it
carrying
aflame on my
or-
mighty blade.
Hmm?
Oh, Barak
Carrying it.
says that and then holds out his sword and it bursts into flame.
Oh, okay, one sec.
Wow.
Your sword on. You're gonna do fire mode for your sword?
Just long enough to, like... Actually, no, yeah, he just bursts it. He just has it burst into flame and then keeps it that way for the time being.
There you go. Is that your sword?
Woo. And then he uses it to light the torch.
Okay, can I take another moment to listen to see if I can hear any more commotion?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You hear a very, very faint groaning coming off from the east. Oh,
From where?
east.
Okay.
And are you gonna carry a torch?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna carry the torch and Brian was gonna carry his sword.
I'm setting that up right now.
Okay.
This is a very large dead person over here.
Let us circle about this structure. You go that way, I'll go this, and if you find the source of the... If you find the creature who needs our aid, holler.
It's a dead
It is
giant.
east.
Holla back, y'all.
Which way is that? I can't tell because... And he, like, nods at the sky again.
This way. Oh, we've reached the end of the map. Huh.
It's the
Oh, wait,
west.
no, I'm going the wrong way. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
Ah!
He initially starts going the wrong way and then turns around and says, no, this direction.
See, you're struggling too.
Ha ha ha.
Dead giant incoming.
Hmm. Oh, is this a creature? A happy creature making snow angels?
No, it's very much not a happy creature making snow angels. It is some sort of humanoid figure in armor laying on its stomach in the snow.
Pelor's warmth! What's happened here? Quickly, we must help him!
Does he
Hers.
appear to be, or she appear to be alive?
It doesn't seem like it from the way the person isn't moving at all.
Okay.
Help the
Can I,
giant.
like, check for a pulse?
Check for a pulse. Are you going for the neck or the wrist?
Whatever seems more easily exposed.
The person's wearing full armor with a helmet.
Okay.
And their face is down in the snow.
Help
Okay.
me roll them over, Kyun.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
No,
Over?
they could have a neck
Yeah.
injury. You're not supposed to.
The two of you
gotta wait for
together
the
are able to
paramedics.
do it, and you see the face of this person. Decrepit, like everything was just like sucked out of them, and their eye socket are empty.
So maybe not his natural living state.
very dead person. And like almost a person.
Decrepit suck face.
Hmm.
We've all been there.
Does this approximately align with my assessment of the trouble in the cabin?
Yes, this very much lines up.
Okay. Perhaps this was not the creature that cried out.
So you're saying someone else who could use our aid?
You're fairly sure that this was extremely recent. Like right around when you heard the scream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at the same
Crud.
time, yeah. I think this could be the person who screamed.
It may be too late for our help.
But never too late for justice. Tell me, can you find any signs of what did this? How this person fell?
Yeah, do I know anything about
Too late for justice.
eye-sucky monsters?
Make a history check.
Excellent! I search my
History.
brain for eye-sucky monsters.
History check.
So, you have vague memory of one of the games with your little friend. It talked of slime-like beings
Text in
made
all
almost
his
of
Word
tar
documents are
that would
justified.
slip through
Ew, tar.
and set of creatures and take them on as their own.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
And, like, leave their fleshy husks behind?
And leave their fleshy husks behind.
I see. I will describe this soul-stealing monster.
How foul!
Look at this person. You realize that one of their legs seems to have been stuck under some ice. They're there for a decent amount of time before this creature got to them.
Oh. I see. Okay.
Barack
they have-
can... Yeah, go ahead. Go first.
Do they have, like, a pouch or, like, anything that might be identifiable, like a holy symbol or...
Both of you make a perception roll.
I hate perception rolls.
So you see some pouches and some stuff on there, and you see Quinn, and you see a royal guard insignia. But Barack, you, this person,
Oh god.
is the guardsman you were sent out to look for.
Oh, wait. Wait a moment. Oh, this is awful. How, well, Kuhn, I think I've found my man.
In fact, you roll, Kyun, you rolled so well that you can see some sort of like drag marks heading off the north east.
Okay. I will point those out.
Then we must give chase.
Never too late
Follow
for
them.
justice.
And you see that they start almost turn into footprints,
Drag marks of
smaller until they're full-on footprints.
Barak is just like stomping through the snow following these once he gets a sense of where they are.
To move you now, so don't move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Staying
You
still.
need to
Alright.
be on.
Kyun,
Exactly.
come back!
Where are you? Why are you not moving? You guys keep not moving, following my. I keep moving you, and then you don't move.
I don't know. Where are we supposed to be?
I got
I'm
one of
somewhere
you.
different.
I one of you.
I'm surrounded by darkness.
Turn off the fog of war. Where you are. There you are. You are.
Oh.
Okay.
A new
Them
map
there.
cometh.
And I don't actually have a token for this person,
Ooh,
but
look at this scary motherfucker.
you can see right here, standing on top of this is a woman who looks like this.
Mhm.
She appears to be tied up on top of this thing.
Looks like fella.
I expect that Barak will find it necessary to intervene in the situation.
Yeah, he strides
This is
right
my
up his-
prediction about human nature. I make this in my head.
Yeah, you said she's like up.
She's like, yeah, she's tied up on, and this is like a pedestal. It's a good like, or no, good like
Ooh,
10
I can
feet in the air.
See all the
It's like a
scary
ladder on the
monsters
side,
hiding.
but you can clearly see her tied up on top.
All right, where is this pedestal? Because I think I'm missing wherever you're clicking.
Yeah.
Right here.
Southwest.
I don't know why the torch is not there. I will put that in. Have been a torch there.
Random
So we're
woman
up on
tied
the
up.
pedestal now, or she is up on a pedestal?
The pedestal.
Perfectly safe.
Sorry, you cut out for that.
This is not a trap.
She is on top of the pedestal.
Okay, so she's like over here-ish?
Light the area so you can see. She's about right here. On the pedestal.
Okay.
She's tied up. Is she like gagged?
I'll put a little token there for her. It won't be anything fancy though.
That's fine. And where did you do the ladder up was?
On each side, actually.
She's tied up. Is she gagged?
Gagged.
All right. So Barak, like, he very quickly approaches and starts climbing up the ladder and calls out, like, "Fair lady, hang on. I'll be there in a moment. We shall assist you in this plight."
So much plight. Mild peril here, guys. Mild peril.
Struggles a little bit when she hears that you're coming.
All right. Barak, he stands up. He climbs up to like the top of the pedestal and stands for a moment, and then approaches her. Lady, bear with me. I shall attempt to remove these bindings with the least discomfort to you that I can.
She like nods feverishly.
All right, yeah, Barak. He sets his sword down and begins working at the ropes, trying to untie them.
Make a
you're fucked check.
make a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Ain't got enough wisdom for this shit. Maybe you do.
Something is really off with these ropes. Behaving the way ropes should be behaving.
In what way? Like, are they too easy to undo? Too difficult to undo?
At first they're too easy, and then they're too hard. It's almost like they're softening and then up. Like they're changing their density.
This is not at all suspicious.
How tightly does she seem to be bound?
Fairly tightly bound.
All right.
To be
Barak, he looks... You go.
These ropes.
She's not only does she seem just because you rolled so well. Not only does she seem tightly bound, but it seems like she should be losing like fingers and arms and feet at this point with how tightly she appears to be bound.
All right. Hold on, lady. And Barak, he like pulls one of his daggers free and starts searching for if there's a spot where he can like try and cut through the rope in order to free her that way.
Right. You try to cut the rope. As you do, this like black ichor seems to like splash over onto your dagger.
Fun.
Ugh. Kuhn, is this... Come take a look at this.
This appears ominous to me.
Indeed.
Oh no, she's making the monsters visible.
When when the black like ichor came out, did it seem like I was actually cutting through the rope at least?
It's almost as if the rope this ichor. It doesn't look like it.
Well, if the untying doesn't work and the cutting doesn't work, the only other thing I can think of is burning these ropes off, and that doesn't seem very wise.
As you mentioned burning, the lady gets very concerned, and she seems to like struggle a little bit.
No, I'm not going to burn them off. I was saying I won't burn them off.
Rescue.
Fear not, lady. We will free you, and painlessly at that.
Can I have you make perception rolls?
Yes.
Might hear a squooshing noise.
Ooh, squishy.
Oh, that's what I wanted to hear.
It's the worst.
All right. At that, Barak, he slides his dagger back away and grabs his sword off the ground and starts looking around to see if he can tell where it came from.
Yeah. Oh, there it is, right next to me. Okay. Excellent. Are they like in the trees or are they like down on the ground?
They're in the trees.
Oh!
They appear to be humanoid, made completely of like black ichor.
Okay. I suspect that we will be rolling for initiative.
Yes, and this is when you roll for initiative.
Okay. Can we take a quick break before
Take
combat?
a break
Initiative
before we do combat. And everyone can go do what they need to do. Get a
Initiative
drink,
time.
go pee,
Initiative
all that kind of
time.
stuff.
This is when they
Ooh,
roll.
all right, I'll be right back.
Initiative.
All right, and I'm gonna start the combat music.
Initiative time. Initiative time. I was singing my own combat music.
Music,
The
start.
initiative song.
Combat music. Come on, combat music. Play.
I heard it playing for a second. I can hear it now.
I use this for the combat because it's all very comical music.
So apparently they're in a JRPG.
I don't know what combat music should sound like. I picked everything from video games.
You need to have some mariachi band music in there. That's one thing.
But I will add mariachi for session 1. I'm not Googling mariachi music right now.
The answer is obviously to ram the trees. No shit, right, Nox?
So
I should probably get some food going while we're on break. This is pretty cool so far. Oh, bye, Stoyla. This is cool so far. I think I'm going to start working on some food myself. BRB.
I return.
So exciting.
I'm back.
Okay. I am back.
Alright, is Brian here? Okay.
Not
So how
yet.
are you feeling about everything going into our combat?
I am feeling like I have 7 abilities and like I think it's gonna I'm not like it's a lot to keep track of.
I mean, you did say you wanted a more complex character.
Yeah, I
complicated
know.
character.
I know.
You did sign up for this. Recommended something easier otherwise. I think he'll do fine. I mean, You got this. You guys got this. You're gonna kick some.
One question: do I have most of my stuff specifically hits creatures or hits bursts? I don't think there's actually anything I can do to target something like ropes.
Ropes? You could. I mean, if you flavor it, I will tell you. If it will, words. If you can flavor-wise tell me what you're doing and it makes mechanical sense, then I allow it.
Okay.
Rule of thumb.
Okay, I might try to use my Hand of Radiance or something.
If you wanted to use your Hand of Radiance on the rope, I'd say go ahead, because that totally makes sense.
Okay.
I'm not promising you don't burn attached to it.
Well,
To the rope,
I'm sort of guessing that she might prefer to be free for combat and burned rather than, as an example, tied up. And being munched on while we try to kill things.
That could also just leave her tied up and beat all the monsters.
Okay, and I think Brian is back.
Yup, I'm here.
I have made an error due to my lack of knowledge about 4th edition.
I got my Brian back. I got my Brian back. Brian back.
Brian is not immortal.
I mean,
Brian is not a mortal creature.
not
No.
technically.
That's what I was thinking when you were calling him mortal. I thought it was...
Yes, well, I kind of assumed that I didn't really differentiate that much between fleshly beings. However, I just happened to notice that he's from the Astral Sea. So I'd probably have a pretty good idea what kind of creature he is.
Yeah, he's an immortal astral sea creature called a Deva, yes.
Well,
I was just rolling with it.
I'm kind of... You could also refer to me... That's why I answered your question of, like, you know, you're mortal, right? And I said more or less because, like, he's essentially immortal spirit that's taken he's taken a mortal form.
Devas do the whole reincarnation thing, just like Shard Mines narrative.
Yeah. She would probably instead greet him as immortal, but no.
Yeah, no.
Oh, she's calling
Devas,
so.
that Devas do the whole reincarnation thing, but they get way more of their past memories.
That's okay. I have access to the shard mind, you know, life force.
You also have a stick that lets you connect to a hive mind, essentially.
Yep. So, ha ha ha, I am silly. No, I just don't know 4th edition very well.
You're all good.
So, are we ready for combat, or is there anything else anyone wants to talk about, discuss?
Are we ready for combat?
I am ready to rumble.
I think
Right.
I'm ready. Let's see how I did at building a character.
Let's
I
get
mean,
ready
that
to rumble.
only time will tell.
Rock gets
Ow.
2 turns.
Oh wait, how did I get a turn?
These are all from before when you guys were playing around. When you roll initiative.
I don't know, that was my, like, looking at stuff roll. Weird. Oh, maybe it was from before. Okay. Okay, I will roll now.
A strong 9. A strong
That's the wrong
3.
number. That should have been.
No, it is the right number. I approve of this number.
These creatures ain't too good at initiatizing.
I need a. Brian? Oh, you rolled. Yours did not show up for some reason.
Initiatizing ain't easy.
Yeah, I had rolled that 10. It showed up at first, and then when we got rid of
Oh, you must have cleared
The
it right when he
16.
was rolling.
Roll it again, and I'll change it. If
You
it's,
can also
if
right-click
it's
on
lower.
a token and add turn.
Let's just give you the higher initiative. I'm feeling generous
I'll
today.
take a 16, sure.
But Rock is giving you. He's good.
It doesn't really
at
make a
initiatizing.
functional difference, so.
So there you go. And here's our turn order. Oh, you're up first. What are you gonna do?
They're so safe.
All right. So Barak had
safe.
already taken up his sword in hand. So he glances at the tied up woman and stay here, and then dashes forward towards the closest of the strange black inky tar creatures.
They are in a tree, so you have to make an athletics check.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go for it.
Check. It's a
My Palo's righteous flame.
is just not quite enough, and you either jump and just go crashing down to the floor underneath the tree, or you get to the edge and then you're like, nope, not gonna jump.
Yeah, he actually no, crashing down is much more Barak's style.
Crashing down, and you land right here on the ground, and you take
I like how he just managed to hurt himself.
4 fall damage.
Ah!
It's okay. They're between
Come
Barak
face
and a
me
hard
like
place.
Man! And he holds his sword up and it's still burning with fire. And I'm gonna use my Oath of Enmity and target the creature that I'm right next to with
This
that.
one?
And that's
Alright.
minor action.
Is that an attack?
Huh?
Bark, or is that an attack? Sorry.
No, that's just it's just a power. I can just designate it as my target of that. It's not actually an attack. It's just
You-
marking it as that.
Your little mark is gonna be purple or pink. Yours is pink.
Yeah. And so that's a move and a minor action. Am I remembering right that in 4th edition you can always trade actions for smaller actions, right?
Yes, you can always trade down. So you have a standard left, so you could do another minor or another move.
All right. And since I'm assuming that I can't really reach the thing because I've just plummeted down to the forest floor, and it's up
unless
in
you
the
wanna-
tree.
Unless you want to spend your move action, unless you want to do unless you want to climb the tree, and then you'll end your turn up the tree.
Definitely.
Nah,
should've
I'm
rammed
not
the
gonna go
tree.
with that. Barak, he basically what he's done is he strides forward, jumps at the tree, misses entirely, falls to the floor, and then holds up his sword and yells at the creature. And so I'm gonna spend my other minor action to also hit it with my divine challenge, which does mark it and has some other effects going on with it.
All right. So your mark. So is going to be. You need a cool mark.
Cool mark.
I know this is not what it's supposed to mean, though. Let's do. Well, we'll do.
To be honest, with this few people in combat, I think we're probably not gonna have that much trouble remembering.
She says,
See.
not aware of the
Right.
teeming hordes.
What are you going? And is that your end of your turn?
Yeah, that's it for this turn.
Does your mark have any mechanical thing if they attack someone else? Just so I know.
They take a -2 penalty to attack rolls for any attack that doesn't include me, and they take radiant I can use an immediate reaction if they make an attack that doesn't include me as a target, to deal radiant damage equal to my charisma modifier to them.
No. Okay. So we're gonna, and
Now
that's
it
the
looks
end of
like
your
the
turn, or
monster
you're
has an
gonna do
adorable
anything else?
little poof of hair.
Oh, that's the end of my turn.
I move over to Quinn.
Okay. Okay.
Can she avoid hurting
Okay.
herself?
Okay,
So
I
she'll
am
be
going
doing
to use
than
my
the rock.
Hand of Radiance.
Alright.
It's a radiant hand.
And I am going to extend my hand in 3 different directions, shooting out streaks, or tendrils even. Seeking tendrils of holy light across the battlefield. Yep, that's what I'm doing. And I would like to send one at each of the creatures and one at the ropes.
The ropes? Alright. So, and alright, and that's versus which? It's versus what?
I'm
Sorry, I'll have this all written down better for.
Nope, it's wisdom. It's in my bio page, but it is wisdom versus reflex.
Reflex. Here we go. She's got
So-
3 attacks to make.
Alright.
Pink
For the
creature.
first one? First, I guess.
$12. Not the strongest hit.
Sorry, what, hun?
Seems to be some confusion. More time for singing. Oh, technical difficulties.
And Stoyla has disconnected.
More technical difficulties.
She'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, this is some rockin' combat music.
Welcome back, Miss S. Oh, Castlevania, that's what it's from.
But that 1 sec, my Roll20 froze again. Back up.
Okay, my first attack is versus the marked monster.
And it was a 12?
Mm-hmm.
Next roll?
12 wouldn't even hit the Rotter zombies.
Said you were doing 3?
Second monster.
Well, it's a little better.
That is a hit.
Yay!
It's a hit!
Goes. So describe.
Oh, it's just dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a minion. So you just popped a minion. So
Okay. So my
Minion
my
pop.
my tendrils of radiance wrap around it and squish it into gloppy bits.
goop gush out in all directions. It gushes out in all directions, and some of it like goops, like next to you.
When a problem comes along, you must squish
Get your
it.
attack. Let's get your attack on the ropes.
Yep.
16. Hit the ropes, and they like squelch, and the lady, she's still tied up and she's gagged, so she can't scream, but she starts like whimpering and shaking and flailing.
So this does not really help.
Does not, and the lady seems very distressed by what you've just done.
Hmm. Okay.
Attacking the
Okay,
NPCs
and then
like
I
a
will-
champ.
Can can I move back beside her and just try to take her gag out with my hand?
Yeah, you can do that. That'll be a mine. I'm gonna.
That's all I want to do with the rest of my turn.
Able to take the gag out, and black ichor just comes gushing out of her mouth.
Oh,
Ah.
I
Okay.
hate it when that
In that case, I
happens.
will also take a step back from her.
Right. Yeah, and that's okay because that's within your movement. All right. And is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
We have our little goobies.
Goobeasts.
A squooshing noise
Squooshing.
over.
Oh no, there's more coming.
Of these from this direction. And
Oh,
then
from which direction? Oh. Oh.
Attack of the Goobeasts!
4 of them come up onto the platform.
The Goobeasts are coming.
All suddenly have these big, toothy grins, and they smile at you.
Maybe
Them
they just want to make friends.
and just goo comes shooting out at you.
Yeah. I hope by you mean Barak.
No, at
I
Quinn.
know.
But that's
I
gonna
know,
totally
I know.
miss. So the goo just kind of like splatters at your feet.
And is that against AC?
No, that's against will, but I know your will is super high.
Yeah, that will miss.
Another one's gonna see that that it missed, and it's going to make this frowny face, and then blast you at you as well.
Also miss.
Terribly. Yeah, and then. Ooh, I guess is that one within reach. Hit you. Yeah, so they're just gonna. In fact, no. This one's gonna. Here. And this one's gonna move here. And that's the end of their turn. Oh, and then this one that's in the tree is gonna pounce on top of Barak.
Ah!
You see?
Yeah, that's a hit.
You take damage. It's
back.
going to end its turn.
I have food. I have food. Goo goo gaga. Nice, Nox.
You move over to Brock, and what is Brock gonna do now?
Alright, well, Barak, the thing just fell on him and struck him. He, recoils in disgust and pain. And then he brings up his sword and cries out, "By Pelor's will I shall stand strong, and you, foul abomination of the night, shall fall before me!" And he brings his sword up and then cleaves down at the creature.
Nice.
And I am attacking with my virtuous smite so that I can try and mitigate some damage here.
So virtuous.
Alright.
By Pelor's will! I love his fucking character. I actually really like both of these characters, actually.
And you kill it.
Alright, so yeah, he brings his sword up and then brings it down, just cuts through the creature, slicing it into 2 bits, I guess. And no one else can really see him at the moment, I'm assuming, but if they could, they would see, like, he brings the sword back free, and he seems, like, empowered and emboldened by what he has just done, and he's gaining 4 temporary hit points. I'm not sure how you would like me to do those.
I would say put them in, do you know that is the little red one?
Yeah, just put him in the red one?
Put them in the red one, yes.
Put him in the red one. I have Monster Ultra Red to drink.
Alright,
Cool.
and are you
Yeah.
gonna do anything else?
Yeah, this little thing, like, just in the, like, the squares sort of below mine, is that, like, a sort of stepping stone that I could use to get back onto the pedestal?
Thing?
That, yeah, that thing.
So the entire platform is 10 feet up. This is like a separate platform that's 5 feet up.
Okay, so can I, like, haul myself onto that and then back up onto the pedestal?
Make an athletics check to do that, though. That's enough. You can get up.
Alright, cool. So yeah, Barak, like, he cuts the creature in half and then clambers back up onto the pedestal and rolls to his feet and brings the sword up again. And now, which one is next? You there! He points at the creature that's right next to the woman, and I'm gonna mark that with another divine challenge.
Is that the pink one or the wing one? Is that the big one?
Yeah, that's the wing. That's the one that marks them.
There you go.
Divine challenge.
All right, and then that's it for my turn.
All right.
I'm drinking 16 ounces of nanites up in here.
Okay.
Craziness.
Okay.
What's Val gonna do?
I know what I'm going to do.
She knows what she's gonna do.
I'm going to again use my Hand of Radiance, starting with the northernmost guy.
Right.
Blob.
Reflex.
Yes.
Mmm.
Woot.
Hit! We got a critical hit!
I
So
like
describe
that shit.
completely annihilating this creature.
Okay.
So
Again,
dead.
the tendrils wrap around them, but instead of like squelchy, like bits, like it is like pulverized into like a mist.
Mm. Right.
Okay, and now this guy.
Oh,
Destroyed.
describe destroying
Okay.
that one.
And the bottommost guy, yep, that's probably gonna hit too.
Yep.
Okay, and then as a minor action, I am going to use my
As a minor action,
divine call.
I'm gonna dig for some
Okay.
coal.
And I would like to pull the elven woman 3 steps towards me to get her away from these creatures.
Divine call.
You're good?
The invoker
here.
I made for the other game.
No, the first one is fine.
Or
I assume, Brian, you would not like to pull. I was gonna try to pull you up onto the platform. But
Oh no, I'm back. It's all good.
you're up there. It's
I
not
can
fun.
take care of myself.
Yeah. Very well. That is my turn.
You
All right.
damage yourself when
we
jumping.
have our one lonely little squishy, and it's gonna move right here, and it's going to look at you, Barak, and it's going to. Prez, come on. Oh no, don't you freeze on me. Don't you freeze on me again.
No.
You come on, Roll20, come on. We can do this. Okay. So it's going to cough and hack a lot at you.
Coffin hat.
And it's going to pounce at you.
Uh-oh, it's pouncing. Pouncing goo beast.
Is AC. I assume that's not enough.
No, that does not hit my AC.
Did the 11 hit your will by chance?
No.
It just like flails around awkwardly and like spits a bunch of bile at you, and it's super gross, but besides being gross, it doesn't actually do anything.
Ugh, what a wretched creature.
Tabra.
By Pelor's grace and his unyielding light, now you shall perish. So,
Now you
first
shall
I'm hitting it with
perish.
my Oath of Enmity again.
Right, and that's the little pink one.
Yeah, not because I necessarily need to, but just as a guarantee. And then partly for overkill and partly in case there's more trouble on the way, I'm going to hit it with my what was the name of it? Shielded by Faith. And because it's my Oath of Enmity target and I'm using an Avenger attack power and it's not, it's the only enemy next to me, I get to roll twice and take the better result.
That's what makes Avengers so cool.
That sounds fun.
And they're so very different.
And that hits.
All right, yeah. So yeah, once again, like he invokes Pelor's name and brings his sword up, and it bursts into flame even more for just an instant as he hacks through the creature like sideways, and the flames from the sword like wreathe around him, and spin around him for a moment as like arcs of fire spinning around his body. But then, if this is the end of the combat, they're gonna dissipate pretty quickly.
I cannot say if this is the end of the combat or not.
That's fine. They begin spinning around him. They will only last for one round.
All right. So as all of these tiny little squishy things have, you see all of the black from their description start to coalesce right around here, and it starts swirling.
This is the part where you're fucked.
Shaking. The platform starts to sway a little bit under the weight, whatever this may be. Okay.
Does the goop seep away from her too?
Keeps away from her.
Good. Maybe she will be helpful.
You see, actually, it's too small. It's supposed to be this size.
So fucked.
Oh.
Only describe as a dragon made entirely of black ichor. And it seems to drip onto the ground, but as it hits the ground, it almost dissipates. It's almost like a tar.
Wow. Okay.
Solid blackness.
Ha 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 ha! Now
Yes.
it's a fight.
Great. If only I had any single target abilities.
Keep the lady safe, Kyun. This one is mine.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm actually surprised. I thought the lady was gonna turn into that thing.
Alright. So the dragon
I'm
creature
shocked that the woman is
going
actually
to
not the
look
monster.
down at you puny creatures. You. Here, one sec. This is reflex. It's going to be against Brock because it's going to hit all of you. I hit your reflex.
I'm pretty sure it does, yeah.
Next one.
Yeah, she vomited the black.
I hit your
ichor,
reflex, Quinn.
It does.
It's
But
not.
as it does,
Oh, you're gonna immediate interrupt. Oh yeah.
it's a reaction, not.
A reaction? It's not an interrupt, it's a reaction? Okay.
It's an immediate reaction, yes. I'm going to use my Armor of Wrath
Mm,
to
Alright.
hiss in its general direction.
that sounds
So an
cool.
aura of radiance, like, flashes up and sparks towards this god-awful thing.
And what does this do? What is the effect it has?
Radiant damage equal to my con mod, which is 3.
And it doesn't, and it's not dodgeable, it just does three radiant damage
It
straight up.
just does it.
The creature,
And I
Oh.
push it back 2 squares.
There's an and.
alright.
Forced movement time.
And push it back 2 squares so it goes. Ew. It's teetering on the edge of the platform. And because you've done that, it won't hit your little friend here, but it will hit the two of you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna end up taking damage.
Cactus, why do you keep making
Oh
so
damn!
many
So you both
farts?
take 4 poison damage, but you are now taking ongoing poison acid damage. You take 4 acid damage, but you now have taking ongoing 5 acid damage, and your AC has a penalty of 4.
Oh,
Okay.
If it ends.
just got wrecked by some acid.
The dragon ends its turn.
Actually, I think you need to reorder it, because
Oh, yeah.
Brian should be next.
I don't know what happened there. There we go. Fixed it.
Yeah, when you add a new character, it doesn't necessarily put everything in order again.
Yeah. All right. So Brian, it's your turn.
All right, cool. So, just to confirm, I took 4 acid damage.
Take 4 acid damage, and then you have ongoing 5 acid damage, and your AC is down by 4, and both of those are save ends.
Supposed to take 5 more acid damage.
Okay, so
now.
right away this turn I'm taking 5 damage.
Taking 5 damage.
Good.
The acid, the like black gooey acid that like sticks to you like tar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I had my HP right. So yeah, Barak, he lets out like another shout of pain, and some almost anger, although not quite. And so he like grimaces and grabs his sword and steps up to face this creature. And he begins like speaking almost intoning, in terms of his tone. He like steps forward and says, "By the grace and strength of Pelor, by the light and vehement radiance of my father, you shall fall." So once again, marking it as my oath of enmity.
All right, and that's the fancy pants one.
Kakofany
Yes,
would
my
love
little
this
pink
dragon
bubble.
so much.
Pink bubble.
And then he steps in and he brings the sword around again. I'm switching it to radiant damage too. I
Alright,
believe I can do that as a
and
free
that's-
action.
Reaction. Right.
And as he brings the sword forward, his whole body seems to glow. And like all of the markings on his skin begin to like gleam with light. as he brings the sword up and around and like kicks off from the ground and brings it across in a very powerful, quick overhand chop. And I am attacking with Aspect of Might.
Ooh.
And once again, rolling twice because Oath of Enmity, and it's right there. And it's the only one.
Alright, let's see those rolls. Versus AC,
Yup.
both hit. Take the better of the two, but the
All
lower
right,
one
yeah.
was hit too.
Oh, he's fucking
All
shit
right,
up.
damage incoming.
Oh!
Wow.
That's a lot of damage!
Can you smell what Barack is cooking?
Yeah, that's what I do. And then because of Aspect of Might, until the end of the encounter, I get some nice benefits. +5 to athletics checks, +2 to speed, and +2 to damage rolls in melee.
Well, too bad he didn't have that bonus when he
Okay,
tried
the
to jump
creature-
earlier.
Is really not happy about what you've just done. It roars at you. Roars at you, and it is like seething, and you can smell this like acidy breath on your face. Do anything else?
No, that's it for my turn.
Action point.
It's
Fuck that
over.
dude up.
Okay. I know what I will do. I am going to call upon the thunder and plant my staff in the ground and send a bolt of thunder towards this disgusting creature.
All right.
And this is Wisdom versus Fortitude.
Fortitude. That will hit.
Excellent. Okay.
Fortitude his.
So,
Thunder time.
hold on. It's rolling.
13 damage.
13 damage, and it will push the target 3 squares. Yay.
It's gonna go off here,
It
and the
has a chance to catch itself.
it does. Okay. Does not catch itself. And it goes
Nope.
toppling down to the ground. Here.
Excellent.
Enough
A
out of you,
singular blow! Fantastic.
Oh, suddenly we're playing Darkest Dungeon.
Creature screams in agony. Writhes around. As you can see now, the goop is like, it's starting to have a hard time keeping its form together. The creature. You're going to do anything else?
No. I'm
Creature
happy
is
with
going
that.
going to spread its wings and fly up back onto the pedestal, or onto the platform. It is going to slash friend here. 2 separate attacks at you, and that's versus AC. And I believe you have
Yeah, my AC is 17 at the moment, so both of those are gonna hit.
Right. That's gonna do.
And I've just realized I forgot to roll a saving throw to end my acid damage.
Oh yeah, can we do that?
Yes, I forgot. Sorry, my fault.
So is that just a d20?
It's higher
Hey,
than
I'm
a 10,
okay.
you succeed. And it's 2 different things you have to save from. So, to save from the -4 and from the acid.
Hey,
yeah, you're
I'm
good.
okay either way.
You're okay either way. Yep. And okay, so you still are taking the -4, but you're no longer burning from acid.
Okay, I will take my acid damage.
And so you take. Really? I'm really terribly today. You take 9 damage, Brian, your character.
Minimum damage.
Ah!
Reaches out its like claws, like phantom claws, and does like one scratch down one direction and one scratch down the other direction. Almost laugh as it like physically shakes the platform as there's this deep rumbly chuckle.
That rumbly chuckle.
And we move on to your turn.
You can laugh all you want, beast. I'll be the one chuckling come day's end.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna, since I have the action, I may as well make it my divine challenge.
Ooh, that's the fancy one, right?
Yep. So he's got to stay locked in combat with me, not that I'm like expecting him to leave that. And then I'm gonna hit him with Halo of Fire,
Ooh.
which automatically does fire damage, so I don't need to change the stuff from my sword. Thank you, Oath of Enmity.
That hits!
Alright, cool.
Does how much damage is the question. Damn!
A decent amount.
Yeah. That's that.
So yeah, Barak, he brings his sword back up and around, and when he slashes at the creature this time, there's like flames wreathed around the sword, and they like wrap around the creature and begin circling it. And they're it's like just bursts and lines of glowing golden flame swirling around the creature. And then for my move action, it doesn't really matter that much, but he like sidesteps a little bit as though to try and draw the creature's attention away from Kuhn and this woman. And that's shifting 1.
Alright.
Nice. You avenge your fucking shit up. GJ,
And that's it for my turn.
Alright,
That-
Kuhn, you're up!
Full blade.
Okay. Okay, I think I am back to Hands of Radiance.
Right, so are you gonna send all 3? Can you send 3 tendrils at the same creature? I believe you can.
You said it.
No. No.
3 tendrils!
No.
Send them out!
3 angry fucking tentacles.
Angry tentacles! Those all hit the creature! Really good
Okay.
today. I'm really looking terribly.
And I'm only adding my wisdom modifier once, though, I assume. Ew, well.
So 11 damage. It's not looking so good. It's not looking so hot. It's like having a real hard time.
Well, I
Keeping
think
its
this is an
horns together.
improvement in his looks.
Alright, well the creature, are you doing anything else? Or
There's not really anything else I can do.
creature is going to try and hurt y'all pretty bad. So it's going to be 2 of these. Oh, crit!
Oh,
I'm
boy.
So sorry. So did the 13 hit your reflex for Brock?
Let me double check. I don't think.
High enough that it wouldn't, but I'm not sure.
Like that shit.
No, just barely. It did not.
Maybe that's
This
what you
like
get.
full on like soda stream of acid comes out at you, and it just goes over your head, Brock, and just torrentially downpours onto our friend here, and it does an acid damage. You are taking ongoing 5 acid damage again.
How much damage was that?
15 acid damage.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm unconscious.
No, that's not for you. That's for Quinn.
Oh, okay.
Right
Yeah.
over your head, and 15 acid damage goes on you, and you're taking ongoing 5 again.
Okay, so I am unconscious.
All right.
We've got a player down.
You're not dead yet, but
This is not looking very promising.
let's see. So I will
You got
do...
this.
Which one's for unconscious?
You got this.
For now. Do an X for now. You're not dead, but you're passed out now.
All they gotta do is roll some 20s on some death saves. It's fine. We saw how
And then
easy
the
that was
dragon-
the other night.
Is going to laugh again and look at Brock, and it's gonna yell something out at you in Draconic.
I'd laugh my ass off if the dragon spent an action point right now and just finished him off.
Turn now.
Hashtag all you need is 20.
All right. Well, I'm gonna spend my first standard action to use my second wind and get some hit points back.
Search.
Yup.
Right?
Bear with me just a moment. I'm updating my hit points.
There's no rush.
Yeah, I think he's gonna use an action point this time because he said his first
Okay, so
action.
Barak takes a moment to steady himself after that, like, stream of the acid stuff splattered over his head. And he glances over to where his new companion, Kuhn, has fallen to the ground, and he grimaces, but he turns back to the matters at hand and stares the creature in the face and brings his sword around again, not even saying anything this time, just plunging the blade as hard as he can into its mass. I'm using
Maybe Sacred
my
Circle has
at-will
I'm not
Avenger
sure.
power. I forget what exactly it's called at the moment. It's on my character sheet. But
Right.
it doesn't really do anything in this instance beyond let me use wisdom to attack.
What does Sacred Circle
Hit it.
do?
Excuse me. Roll to hit it.
Beacon of Hope. Sacred Circle. What does that even do?
How much damage do you do?
How much damage did he do?
Um,
Ooh, good attack.
I have a
roll.
feeling, regardless of how much damage you do, you'll end up killing it, just based on how your rolls have been going. But we'll see.
8 points.
maybe not with that one.
Exactly enough to kill it.
Ah, fantastic.
Wow.
The creature, like, writhes and screams, and the screams, like, bind.
Oh, that wouldn't.
And it's,
yeah, that's
like,
not...
agonizingly
Standard
painful
action.
as it just dissipates into dust. And
Yeah,
you
but
take
Dust.
damage as it dies. As it screams echo in your mind.
May the light cleanse your foul soul, you beast of hell.
Alright. Is the end of combat.
Barak, as the creature dissipates from his blade, he, like, breathes heavily for a few moments, and then plants it, like, tip first to the ground, and kneels down for a moment, in prayer as he clutches at his holy symbol. And then he quickly stands and turns and walks over to where Kuhn has fallen on the
I have a
ground.
question. Does the acid effect go away?
No, it keeps killing you while you're
Now, yeah, you're not
unconscious.
taking damage now that you're dead. Or that you're unconscious.
Good, because that would have killed me.
You're fine.
So, he's casually over there
I mean,
praying
you're
and shit.
incapacitated still. You need someone to revive you.
Yes,
Well, she's
I
bleeding out.
realize that I'm not, like, floating upon rainbows at the moment.
No, you're not. Yeah, but no, you're not still taking. Oh, good lord. Yeah,
That
no,
heal
you.
Because
you, like,
actually,
tried-
if you had not, I just want to point out, if you had not killed that monster, that tick would have killed me.
But you,
Outright. Yeah, I was at -4, and it ticks for 10,
How many hit points does she
which
have?
is past my bloodied value.
value that low?
She only has 20
Right.
hit points?
20 hit
No.
points.
That cannot be right.
Goodness. Yeah, no, it's ongoing damage stops once you're unconscious.
She has to
Ah,
have more
that's
than 20 hit
convenient.
That does not mean someone cannot hit
points.
you while you're down.
14 con.
I have seen that if a comrade does a burst attack that targets all creatures, and your unconscious body is right there.
I mean,
You will get hit.
I think I got my hit points correctly.
I mean, it's
Plus
entirely
8.
possible, but I would double check that because that seems incredibly low.
You should have 32. You should have 32 hit points with your con as a 3rd level invoker. I think what you did was you added your con modifier in the beginning, and you actually add your entire con score.
Oh.
Yeah, I know that's something
You
that
have
tripped
more than
me
you.
up a lot when I started playing 4E.
Your character's a lot tougher now.
They're a lot tougher now. We'll say you passed out for dramatic flavor, but you could have still been standing.
Oops.
Okay, this was.
Dude, you're okay!
Yes, I'm feeling a little better now.
We're
Barak
gonna
thinks
say
he
that you're
just
still
healed her
passed
really good.
out, so. But your little elven friend who you rescued is gonna come over and put her hands on you,
And black ichor
and you
comes out
suddenly
and starts-
feel fine. And you can actually spend 1 healing surge to go up to full.
I will do this. That sounds like a
Nice.
good plan.
Does sound good.
Ah, lady, it seems you have the healer's touch.
The lady like tilts her head at you and smiles.
That was a cool little encounter.
Well, I am glad that we are rid of such abominations, and glad to see that my friend Kuhn here has freed you from your bonds. Please, allow me to introduce myself. I am Barak, a humble servant of Pelor, and a champion of the people when I can be.
Brock
Lady
needs some
Hill-
healing.
I think Stoyla's breaking up again.
Here, 1 sec. Sorry, back.
Woo! So, what was her response when I introduced myself?
Starts like chuckling, and more of that like black ichor comes out of her mouth.
Oh my! Fair lady, it seems you are yet plagued by some of those strange creatures. Pray, might we be able to aid you?
And she just keeps giggling as there's like still like a steady like it's almost like drool, but it's the ichor is coming out of her mouth.
Ichor drool. That's no good.
Barak does he like brings up one hand as he turns to Kuhn and like holds it in front of his mouth and proceeds to whisper not very quietly, Kuhn, this is somewhat disturbing. What should we do?
Let me speak with her.
Be my guest.
And I will. Oh wait, but she can't speak back. No, that's not going to help at all.
What are you gonna do?
I will. All of my skills have disappeared.
You do have telepathy.
I know, but she can't speak back. I don't believe.
Right. I don't.
Yeah, I was about to do that, and then I realized that that does not actually help.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, what are you going to do about this strange giggling creature?
I think shard mines get it as a racial thing.
Okay. Can I do a heal check to see if I have any idea what to do?
We do a heal check.
Yeah, it gets telepathy 5 as a shard mine. That's pretty cool.
No.
I have no idea what to do with this.
Okay, very well. I ask her if she knows if there's anything we can do to help. Perhaps she might mime at us.
She just and keeps laughing. Can I have one of you make
Man,
a
that heal
perception or an insight check?
Why, yes.
Insight. Okay.
Holy shit, that insight check though.
This lady appears to have no kind of protections against the madness on her.
Oh. That is unideal.
The insight is out of
Kuhn,
sight.
do you think perhaps she has been touched by the insanity of the mists?
Her situation does not appear to be humorous. Perhaps.
You've heard of touched by an angel? This is touched by the mist.
And she just keeps giggling as the drool is like starting to now make a puddle at her feet.
Wow.
Fair lady, might you be persuaded to return with us to a safe place, a cabin that we have found where we might shelter from the elements?
Doesn't seem to respond. She just keeps laughing.
Huh.
And
Okay.
giggling.
Can I tell if she understands us?
With that insight, I'll say that you think she understands, but you're not sure
Okay.
What about me?
if she understands what you're saying, even though she's uncontrollably laughing and drooling ooze.
Uncontrollably laughing and drooling ooze. Oh, I like them.
When the ooze is like
Stop,
dripping out of her
actually.
mouth or anything, puddling onto the ground, is it just puddling onto the ground?
That's
Or
just
is it like
puddling onto
moving
the-
around or anything?
Make a perception roll. It's just
Perceptify.
piling onto the ground.
Perceptionize.
You're doing anything.
Trying to perceptionize some shit.
It's gross. It's very gross and sticky and tar-like.
That's
Perhaps
nasty.
we should just leave her be, Kuhn.
Too much chewing tobacco.
Unless I know of any, like, cure for the madness, but I would guess that there isn't a known one.
Madness.
There's no, like, known cure. There's ways to slow down the effects. There is supposedly a way that you can undo the effects of madness by killing someone and then reviving them, but if they'll revive and then be effects of being revived are worse than the madness.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, Barak Barak turns to Kuhn and shrugs, and perhaps we should leave her be. If she's this far gone, would that we could help her, but I do not know of any cure or method for assisting her.
I know not.
Shall we return to the cabin then?
Very well.
Bye, crazy lady.
So
Good
you're
luck.
just going to leave her?
Yeah, Barak, he turns back to her and he gives a very formal bow. And when he stands up, he actually steps forward and, like, takes one of her hands in his if he can. And he very solemnly says, "Lady, I can only hope that you understand my words, but know that I will do anything I can to help you. As a champion of the Sun Father, it is my sworn quest to seek out any method to aid those who are afflicted by the madness of these lands, but for now there is little I can do. Unless you would join us in returning to safety, know that I will return to you when I can."
She, like, vice grips your arm when you reach out to, like, holding on to you very, very tightly.
Yes, I know. I will aid you when I can, but for now there is very little I can do.
Perhaps we might take her with us.
Who's shipping Barak and the
To
drool
what
lady?
end? I highly doubt she will find solace in the towns and civilized lands.
Would the cabin protect her from further harm?
Perhaps if she might be persuaded to come with us. Barak, he tests to see, like, can he, like, guide her by putting a hand on her shoulder or anything, or if she's holding both of his arms, can he just sort of step back and, like, bring her with him?
Well, like, vice gripping one of his arms, and she doesn't seem to want to move.
She's like permanently clinging
Is she
to him from
able
now
to
on.
move?
Previous perception roll. She seems perfectly capable of moving.
I will say that aloud.
Well, she doesn't seem to want to, given the situation here. Barak he's like trying to get her to move, and she obviously is resisting that.
And the lady, she's gonna take her hand that isn't, like, vice gripped onto yours, and she's gonna, like, reach down her shirt and pull out an item and, like, hold it out to you.
I will inspect this item.
Make a perception roll.
Your standard shirt item.
Aha!
It is some sort of silver key. Excuse me, it's key. Like a mid-sized key, and it
Mid-size.
is very ornate and it has some sort of inscription on it. Though the way she's holding it, you can't read it, and very, very faintly.
Don't take the key, it's gonna turn you into like her. It's a cursed key.
Can I take it from her?
Take it from her?
Don't do it!
Lets you take it.
Now you're gonna be a drool beast.
Can I read the inscription?
What languages can you read and speak?
Common, deep speech, and another language.
You picked your other language?
I have not.
Pick it.
If you want to pick Elven, you'll be able to read it.
That's convenient. I just happened to speak Elven, guys.
Well, I didn't actually have anything else in mind, so I will take Elven.
All right. It says the beginning is a means to the end. And it seems to like say that over and over again. So it's the beginning is the means to the end is the beginning. And it continues and continues.
Mysterious creepy
Down the
key. That's probably the key to the entire campaign.
Okay. Does she appear to have anything else
Serendipitously Elven.
on her? I believe I can maybe use Arcana to sense magic items.
There's an Arcana check to sense that.
She's an Arcana artist.
What I'm gonna say is there appears to be something at her left side in her pocket, but the key that you also took. First you couldn't tell, but now you're sure it is brimming with some sort of magical energy.
Yeah.
Some sort, yeah.
Yeah,
The
that
cursed
doesn't
kind.
actually surprise me.
There does appear to be something in her left pocket.
Yeah. Will she let me check her pockets?
She just happens to have the one
Move
ring
from this
in
position.
her pocket.
She's like just standing there, vice gripping.
She's basically like Gollum.
Okay, I will do it slowly so that like she has a chance to stop me.
Okay. She doesn't seem to stop you.
Okay.
Let's steal
What-
this
what
woman's
do I
magic
find?
item.
Pull out almost like a music box. And have a lot. It seemed to have a medium amount of energy to it. What
Almost like a
exactly the magic is, actually, because you rolled so well, this is definitely some sort of protection from the mist type of device.
That didn't
And
work.
it seems very potent, but it seems to have been deactivated.
Okay.
Hate it when your protection from the mist device runs out of battery. Then you're fucked.
Can I open it?
Yes, you can open it.
Does anything happen?
Yes, it does.
You get
One
cursed.
sec.
You get cursed. Both items are cursed. Game shenanigans.
Sorry, I'm trying to find it.
She's searching through the book of cursed items right now.
Starts trickling out of it. Plays. Get this great sense of foreboding. Not have been opened.
Oh.
That's twice
Fabulous.
as bad as two boating.
As you feel that, this huge surge of purple darkness out of the box. and into the sky.
Pandora's box.
Kuhn, what did you just do?
I believe I have erred in judgment.
To err is human. And Barak, looks up into the sky.
And it looks very similar to the mist storms, except for this is a very dark, almost like a velvet colored mist, and it seems to be moving, and it almost appears to look around off into the distance.
I think perhaps we should give chase to that.
Does it set off? I mean, do we have an? Does it really fly off? Do we even have an opportunity to chase it?
There's no way you could chase it. There's no way. Of 50, there's no way you could chase it.
Unideal.
I have a feeling this will come back to haunt us.
You think? That was the final boss of the entire campaign. They just let it out.
What do you do with the box now that this has happened?
Does it make any noise?
It's still playing its little melody, but other than that, it seems to not be doing anything. Simply containing whatever that was.
Yes, that seems somewhat obvious now. Okay.
Stole this lady's box.
Are you going to do anything with it?
I am pondering. There's no indication of where this one came from. Is there anything else in her pocket?
What else can we steal from this lady?
Of
I
parchment.
would like to read it.
It says, Lydia, I keep this safe. I have us when I see you again, if I see you again. In Kara Kapar, the month of. I shall explain everything.
Is that one of the cities?
Kara is the main city. And then it also says, not there. This key will show you what you need to do.
Okay. Well, it seems that we at least know what we should do next.
Sounds important.
I will read the note for Barak. And can you type it out for me so I can take note?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And stuff, but yeah, I'll write it up for you.
Well, anything else we can steal from this lady?
It sounds to me like we should pursue this lead. We may have something dire. We should do what we can to set things right.
It appears that she is no longer able to protect this.
Indeed.
I know.
We
but-
should do our part and make haste for that city.
They got a quest giver who's looking for adventures.
Although first I must return and inform the good woman I spoke with of her husband's unfortunate demise.
Looking for adventures to find her stolen property.
Right. Mm.
So what are you going to do now?
I will ask Lydia one more time if there is anything else we could do for her.
Lady actually responds slightly. Shakes her head and gestures to the key. And almost like her body seems to just like melt. Husk, similar to the ones you saw. And she lets go of Barak's arm and just falls back.
Oh!
Mm.
Oh my.
By Pelor's righteous flame. He robbed this lady and then she died.
You're standing on this platform with a box and a key and a note.
Her last feeling in this
Okay.
world was wanting her stuff back.
Do I know an appropriate elven prayer? Perhaps Sayanine Moonbow?
Yeah, you would know the appropriate thing to do with a dead elf. I currently don't know what that is at the moment, but you would know the appropriate thing to do.
Okay. I think I would choose a prayer from Sayanine Moonbow, since she's kind of the sister to my goddess and of elven kind. I will say something reverently in elven and wish her along a safe path.
Barak murmurs Pelor prayer. Not like super loud or anything. He just murmurs it kind of to himself, but also just so that the world knows he has done his part.
May your spirit be at peace.
And as I do this, like you can hear my shards hum against each other, almost as if they're singing.
I realized I forgot to say something when I was reading the letter. The letter is signed.
Oh, yes, that would be important.
We'll put it in the chat so you can get the full.
Oh!
In the
There is.
chat.
Oh!
It's signed Sandy.
I see!
Holy shit. May your spirit be at peace. Thank you for your stuff.
Well, it's
This
not
is-
every day we receive the bidding of the gods. Or, well, for me it is, but perhaps for you, not so much.
Maybe it's just some person named Sanine.
Wow. Okay, yes, this is clearly... Yes, okay. This is really an important task.
Indeed. I would suggest that we return to the cabin. If there is time to spare, I would bury the man we found there, so that he might have, or consecrate him in some way, perhaps a funeral pyre.
Maybe
And
take some of his
then-
stuff too.
Return to the nearest town, from which we shall set forth for Karakafar.
Also, maybe heal yourself
Agreed.
at some point.
How far away is this meeting date?
3 check.
The box was the only thing keeping her alive. And when they took it, she died. Add her to the body count.
Did you roll it? I'm having trouble checking Roll20.
Did I roll what?
Oh, there we go. History. A history check to see if you know when that day is.
Okay, let's try this again.
Great.
For a being who is reincarnated and has an effectively immortal soul, I'm pretty bad at history.
Yeah, evidently.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, yeah. You would know that it is the day and month she is speaking of is 6 months and 5 days from now.
Okay. Do I have any idea how long that travel would take?
6 months and 6 days.
For the end of the month to get to that city.
Oh, so we have lots of time.
You have lots of time. There in
Okay.
about. You'd get there in about 20 days, provided there's no challenges.
Okay.
They got plenty of time.
Yeah.
They could rob tons of people along the way.
I think it time we take our leave of this place, Kuhn. I mislike this pedestal now. It is a place of dark deeds, it seems.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is. Your
Yes.
dark deeds.
Alright. So I assume you leave and you head back towards where the cottage is.
Yep.
Do what needs to be done for our guardsmen.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan from there?
Find more helpless people and rob them.
I think we're gonna wait in the cabin until the mist is cleared and then head back to the city.
As soon as you kind of leave the where the lady has died, the mist seems to dissipate, and you can see the bright crescent moon overhead and the stars in the sky.
Hmm.
The city
Yay.
in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you're surprised, even with that strange darkness, that you couldn't see the city, because it would only be maybe a couple hours walk from where you're standing.
Hmm. Okay.
Walk back to the city. Go inside. Do you plan on staying and working? And so what's your plan from there? So you've made it back to the city.
I think clearly bringing word to the wife of the guardsman is. What did he have with him, by the way? I took it with me, but we didn't really have time to check.
See? She did loot the
So
guardsman
you
too.
managed to take his his signet type thing and his guard's emblem, which would kind of the key things he would have on him to let his wife know that he was.
Yeah.
She of course is devastated, as
Humans are frail.
business occurs. So the lady is dealt with eventually and placated in the city. I'll say it's been a couple days. So you still have a good month or 6 months before the meeting date.
Can we see the map again?
I'll put you back to the map.
That might be helpful for our planning.
Oh. You are here. You're here. There, you're here.
Right. Oh, yeah, that big city. Okay.
That's where you're supposed to meet. The giant one in the middle.
Yeah.
So, Kuhn, tell me, what was your, had you any plans before this fateful encounter?
To learn more of this world.
Ah, you seek the wisdom of the world. A fine endeavor, a fine goal.
To learn via stealing. Yeah, that's what I do, Kat, because I just turn my
You
mic
appear
off and talk mad shit.
to desire to help the unfortunate.
Indeed. I am a servant of Pelor, and while he has suffered as many have suffered in these dark days, still his light is spread across the world, and I, as a champion of that glorious radiance, it is my sworn duty and solemn vow to help those in need as much as I can, as well as to seek a final cure for the ills that now beset us on all sides.
Yeah, sure. He puts the pay in Paylor.
I was wondering, Kuhn, if perhaps you might walk with me. We could be companions, so to speak. It seems our roads has intertwined here, at least for a time. And while there are many months before we must meet this, apparently goddess in Karakafar, there are many things we might do in between now and then. And I was wondering if perhaps you might deign to accompany me, and I you.
She puts the
Okay.
Sal in Salune.
She looks at you a little funny when you say companion, as she does a little insight checking to determine what sort of companionship you mean.
I mean, Barak, despite potential, phraseology, he is clearly quite innocent in the way that he's speaking. Like, it's very obvious he means like just an adventuring companion and nothing more.
Yes.
No scandalous fluids, in other words.
In fact, I would say even you get the sense that he had no idea that it could be taken that way, and that he was like completely not thinking in that direction whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught that. Out of character, I caught that.
Yeah.
She has not had very many interactions with the humans. Mostly she has been wandering and studying the natural world. Perhaps you would be a good companion. You appear to understand humans.
Well, I like to think so. I do my part to assist the people and bring them happiness when I can. Not to mention, I like to think that I'm a fine sword by your side, should you need one.
Ah, yes. You are very good at hitting things and falling.
They're
Hashtag humble brag.
something
So
of a
I'm-
specialty of mine, the first more than the last.
Not sure when that will be helpful. Again.
You'd be surprised.
By Paylor's pilfered possessions!
Right. So are you agreeing to be companions?
Yes.
Shall we forge on in the bonds of jolly cooperation?
Oh, it's jolly.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Where would you like to travel?
Wherever the road takes us, honestly. I tend to live my life free, walking about, going where I may.
Jollily.
Ah. I also appreciate wandering.
From victim to
Wherever the
victim.
light touches, so shall I go. And wherever its radiant beams may not reach, I shall light the way. Such is my vow.
As do the moon and stars.
Quite so, quite so. So, I would suggest that we might see if there are any more needs for aid here in the city, and then begin making our way to Karakafar. And if there are adventures along the way, we shall take them in stride. What say you?
Very well.
They get to Salune and she's like, why the fuck do you have this note? And she just
right.
obliterates them.
And so off you go on your adventures over the course of 6 months. And right around the end of that time, end up in Karakafar. Begin your
Karakafar.
adventure.
Woo!
And we will end it here for today.
Karakafar.
Okay.
That was session 0.
Hashtag
for-
righteous.
Quinn and Brock.
Woo! Hooray!
That was great.
How are you guys feeling coming out of this?
These characters are the best helpless lady robbers I've ever seen.
The best helpless what?
Helpless lady robbers.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know, I didn't take anything from her.
Guilt by association.
I was really hoping it would help her, but no.
That box
I
was the
believe
only
they
thing
call it
keeping
an
her
accessory
alive.
to the crime.
And when you took it away, that's what made her die.
No, I like to think she was dying anyway.
We released her soul to the world beyond so that she would no longer be tortured by the madness and darkness.
Yeah.
Also, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really curious how,
These two would pry the gem out
and
of
not
a
knowing anything
statue
of your
eye.
character from the outset, how I would get along with another being.
Oh well, as far as I can tell.
It did go pretty well, and I think that she'd be, and I will use the term she fairly loosely. I'm going to say that my character goes with she, just to make humans feel better.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Because otherwise they get confused. And most people seem to say she. She'd probably be a lot more comfortable. I mean, we have very similar alignments. And we both come from the astral sea, at least ancestrally. I don't know how much divas remember of the astral sea.
I think that we're rolling with, at least in this game, that, at least for me, I can remember, generally speaking, all the way back to that point. Like, I wouldn't necessarily remember a ton of specifics, but, like, Barak he's aware that he was once more of a straight-up, like, immortal servitor spirit of the gods on the astral sea.
Have
and that he, nowadays, is in immortal form.
Have a general knowledge of everything and some specific stuff, but you don't have timeline set up.
Yeah, like he can remember bits and pieces from his past lives. He doesn't necessarily remember when they all took place or what order.
And I certainly existed if in another form on the astral sea. But I'm not sure ideas of time would, or how that would work.
I tend to say that time tends to get really jumbled with each reincarnation. Typically want time, but I typically think that not having time makes things more interesting.
Jumble time.
Yeah. I feel like I'd have a good idea of the history, since being the protectors and how the war worked is important and would be handed down.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But I'm not sure I think that those are the memories that would get preserved, but I'm not sure that I'd really remember, like, other lives I've had or anything like that.
No, and that would make sense. You'd have, like, the key things you need in order to do what you need to do, which would be the history stuff.
Yeah. And I'm not... Did shard mines... I'm not actually sure about this. Did they like, hang out as, like, beings, or were they just part of the gate initially?
Originally, the gate was a physical object, and it was shattered, and that's what created shard mine.
Okay. So then we were hanging out in the astral sea trying to do the work of the gate.
Yeah, essentially.
And then that sort of went to hell too.
Yes.
And that was about how long ago?
I think I have it written down, but basically, everything went to shit about 125 years ago.
Okay.
125 years.
So we're assuming that I would have perhaps lived other life or lives, or my pieces might have even been separately doing all their things, but eventually reformed.
It's entirely possible. You could have been multiple people simultaneously.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm gonna do the whole rundown thing, so I'm gonna start with Brian. What was your sort of favorite part of this episode, and what are you looking forward to?
I really enjoyed
stole my
that, like,
questions.
fight scene and the stuff coming after it, like the immediate follow-up of dealing with that woman and everything. I think it set, like, a really interesting tone. I'm really, I dug the fight scene. It felt, like, appropriately dark and foreboding, And then certainly the tone of, dealing with the woman afterwards and the box opening up. It's definitely set up like there's bad stuff on the horizon. And I'm looking forward to, in our next session, hopefully finding out about that and maybe possibly meeting a goddess.
Ooh, cool.
You
Awesome.
guys are
And
gonna-
Val, what about...
No, go ahead, Stoyla. I'm sorry.
I was about to ask Val the questions I just asked, so if you have something in reference to that, then.
I thought story time was awesome.
It's awesome. I might
Story
do
time
more
was
of those.
Awesome.
I do more of those, like, kind of things, because...
Yeah, that
Fun.
was rad.
Yeah, that was a really, really good way of like working together on how that would work, and it came really naturally. And I think Brian is going to be really easy to roleplay with as well.
That was my goal. I kind of tried to really look at the type of players that I had and the type of characters they were running and put you together accordingly.
He's a lot more vocal, and I'm very quiet.
I'll do my best to be a good RP partner.
Yeah.
You are hopefully going to be joining the rest of the group, so there'll be 4 of you, and then hopefully Kava will be joining us, but no guarantees.
I have every expectation that he will be here. I choose to believe.
Specifically looking forward to going into the future?
Yeah, I'm right now I'm kind of thinking like what on earth would we do on our quote adventures?
Your 6-month adventures?
Yeah.
We
'cause,
should
like,
we should
he's
both
trying
just
to
write up
learn.
an adventure that we had.
Hmm?
We should both just like do a write up of an adventure that the two of us had.
The whole point of giving you the 6 months was so that each group can kind of have time, so the characters can get to know each other even more. So once we jump into this, you have a like firm, established relationship.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how we work that out.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
gonna
if
be
we
interesting
want to
'cause
just like message.
you want to like run around helping people, and I just want to like observe and learn things.
I mean, I feel like that's an interesting dynamic. And so that I think that's something that could come in, like my suggestion of, if each of us on our own, we just like do a write up of an adventure. And then either like we can, input to the other person's like what our character did during all of that, or like just take a crack at it and see what we think and what comes of it. I don't know.
Or like a list of highlights.
Yeah, like a greatest hits compilation.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see.
We also have to determine what our noodle incident is.
Hmm?
The noodle incident. It's basically like a trope that's established as it's something that we refer to but never fully explain what it was. It's ambiguously bad.
Oh.
Like
Jazz.
something that we did or some adventure we had that is just so there's so much awful stuff surrounding it for whatever reason that we never really touch on what the deal was with it. We just bring it up in passing as something that we don't like.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're always fun, in my opinion.
The 3 weeks we spent in the swamp.
That sounds perfect.
There's a swamp
Yeah.
nearby.
Well, the swamp's across the river, but
Maybe we went across the river. I said, who knows where the
we
road
have
will take
6
us.
months to travel 20 days.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
We made it like almost all the way down to the city, and then someone was like, "Wait, we need you to go to the swamp to find something," and then we went all the way back.
And
Or maybe you go down to the city, and then they're like, "We need you to go down to this swamp, the lower swamp that's the city," and you just keep.
Or perhaps
going.
it just ended up being a really, really, really pointless errand.
Yes, indeed. Well, I hope / I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I very much enjoyed it.
Awesome. You guys are good for next week?
I believe so. Yeah.
I enjoyed
What
it.
time?
We should theoretically should be starting at 4 p.m. PST. So 7 for you, Brian, I believe. Or is it, if it's 3 hours ahead, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, let me just double check right now.
Next Thursday at 4 p.m. PST will be the first session for the whole group.
Yes, that is the first session for the whole group.
Cool. I can do it.
Reminder in the chat. Are you good for that, Josiah and Val?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm totally good for that. I just checked my schedule. I'm done at like 2 o'clock here, so I'm good.
Yay! Yay!
Yay!
I love everything set up. You need to send me a picture of your character, Brian, or I'm gonna keep using
Yeah,
it.
I will get on that. I've been like part of it is I've been desperately searching for one, but there aren't a ton of pictures of like 4th edition Deva that I've found.
Oh yeah.
It's true, and they
And
don't
You
none
just
of them
try
look-
playing a
visuals.
genderless character that was in 1 edition.
Yeah, I actually I looked up shard mines as I was coming into the game, because I had seen your posts in the like Discord chat about it earlier, but I just wanted to like get an idea of what your character looked like. And yeah, I agree. For a genderless created species, there sure are a lot of them with very large breasts.
Yeah, there's a lot of improbable breasts. Like round, unshard-like breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
super weird.
Cactus says they're padding.
Oh, good lord.
I have no explanation for that.
I mean, my only explanation is like, I guess like the common, wish fulfillment artistry of the real world. That's always been something in D&D.
No, like the ones that, like the official stuff is not overly feminine at all.
There's such, in terms of shard mines, there's like nothing.
It's odd. I mean, I always wonder, like, I always find it interesting that like the Dragonborn, sometimes Dragonborn females are like presented as like having breasts, and that's really weird because they're lizard people.
That strikes me as odd as well.
They are not mammalian. They are
Yeah.
reptilian.
No, it's kind of strange. There's some weird art out there.
I mean, I was looking to give you an idea of how hard it is. I was gonna pick a random Deva picture to use for your reference picture, and could not find anything decent, which is why you have the symbol of
Yeah.
Taylor.
No, I mean that's why I put like for my little like portrait for the character, I just grabbed a symbol of Palor because I couldn't find anything else. So I will try and find something half decent, and failing that, I may attempt to use some art skills or some photo editing skills and like just make something that works.
Have you tried looking for like some Indian themed stuff?
I have. I'm gonna try that a
recommend
little
looking
more.
at,
I haven't had a ton of time this week because they ended up like calling me into work on a day that I originally wasn't working. And I've been house sitting, so I haven't had as much time as I would have like wanted.
Oh damn! I'm trying to remember. What's the race that Ashani is?
Oh, Kalashtar.
Get some Kalashar stuff, because if you just get the face profile.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try some
could also
different things, and like I said, failing anything else, I'll just find like a decent portrait to start with, and like go into like Microsoft Paint or something even, and just add in some details that look decent.
I mean, I'll also keep a look around and see if I find anything.
No, yeah, like
Yeah.
if anyone else finds anything, feel free to, post it in the
The
Discord
easiest
or
way to
message
do
me
it might
with
be
it or
to just
something.
like find a picture you like and then recolor the skin.
Yeah, that's what I'm considering. Like, if I can't find anything else, I may just do that, or if I can find something decent and like just add like sun patterns to it or something. I'm gonna keep looking around. I will do my best to find something for next week.
Just as long as you get me to me the night before so I can make your token.
Yep, sounds good.
I mean,
But-
you can hang out as a sunburst if you really want to.
Yeah.
It could just
But
be
for
the
right now, I gotta
yeah.
go because it just hit midnight here. So I need to start like packing up my stuff and getting to sleep. Cause
Oh,
Okay.
sleep.
Good night, Brian.
Have a good
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 night.
night, guys.
Nice playing with you.
Great
Have a good
game, and I
evening.
look forward to everything coming up.
All right.
I'm excited for the game going forward.
So, having watched this one and participated in the last one, what are your feelings, Josiah?
I'm excited. I think it's cool. The group is going to be very unusual.
The group is going to be extremely unusual. I'm still having a challenge trying to figure out how I'm putting everyone together.
I assume they're on a different quest.
They don't currently have a quest, actually. Trying to give them a quest, but it would have taken an extra me to give them the quest, and we were already had played for a very long time. I have to give them their quest session 1,
Yeah.
which will tie into your quest.
We've come to the same city, though.
Same geographical location. Yeah. Because I do have a quest for you. It's a very cool quest, but it would have taken me a lot more time to actually give you the quest.
That's cool.
All I can say is your goals will align, however odd they are.
I feel like Kakofany is going to annoy Kieran a lot.
Yeah, I have that feeling too.
I have a feeling we're gonna get to a point where Kewin is just gonna murder Kakofany in his sleep. Probably not. I don't think Kewin would do that.
We'll see. But yes,
If players want to murder each other, I would highly recommend not, but
she also just might find him completely fascinating. Like
it's
studying an alien close up.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, he's definitely nothing you've ever seen. I will say that.
Yeah.
Cactus, there are no bards. Bards are not allowed.
Wait, I thought you were doing a Barbarian.
I am a bard.
Never mind, we do have a bard. I'm really...
I'm a Barbarian.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know where my
Barbarian
brain
and Bard is the most natural combo.
Perfect combo. Actually, it's not the perfect combo. Yes.
Going into a rage while singing.
So what you really want to do is go with an archer barbarian.
Oh yeah, that sounds really super legit.
Uh-huh.
Just raging as they shoot arrow after arrow.
Rage of arrows.
Raging
Exactly.
because, like, you've got really high strength and, like, low dex, and so you're constantly missing, and it just makes you angrier and angrier. So after a while, you just get so pissed, you run up and just start beating people with the bow.
And it breaks because it was not meant to do that.
Yeah. So then you're even angrier.
'Cause now your bow's broken and you have to go buy a new bow.
But you're used to this because it's happened before, so you've got, like, a big bundle of, like, 10 bows that you carry around on your back.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so, are you guys both gonna be there on Saturday?
I should be.
Yeah, I will let you know if I have some conflict.
We'll
Okay.
be there. Where I am geographically, not sure.
You actually think you might have to go to a coffee shop or something?
There is a possibility.
That sucks. Well, hopefully you don't have to do all that.
Working on getting that all figured out. I don't have a confirmation yet of what's going on.
Are you just losing
Just
your
a second.
wireless?
It's time for me to end this episode for YouTube. So, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Dungeons & Dragons, the Mists of Madness campaign with DM Stoyla. And we'll see you next time.